We are, in theory, live on the internet.
I am prepared. I have opened the bag of chocolate chips. All is well.
All is right with the world. There are chocolate chips.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
Look,
I bought
I'm cleaning. Can
fancy
you tell?
chocolate.
There's a broom in the
Ooh.
background.
I pulled so many weeds out of the yard yesterday. Like, I filled two garbage cans and one of those giant yard waste bags full of weeds and sticks, and I'm like less than half done.
Didn't you tidy that up when you moved into that place? Why is it so bad?
Because weeds grow really fast.
I feel like you need to de-weed more often.
Yes, that is also. I could be an adult and like actually do the weekly chores of weeding the garden,
Okay. Okay.
instead of like once bi monthly. This is entirely my fault.
Bi-monthly might be too long of a gap between.
It might be, yeah. But you know what? We still look better than the student neighbors.
It's not hard to look better than the student neighbors, so I do not accept that incredibly low bar that a 5-year-old could get over as a jumping point for two perfectly fit and average adults to maintain. I do, in fact, set the bar higher.
I'm not saying that makes us good. It just means we look better relative to our neighbors. It is a very low. That bar is on the ground.
Oh, God. Guys,
Ah,
I'm sorry. I'm the reason we're late today. I got held up by life.
it happens.
It happens. But we're here. We're doing whip sprints. I'm awake. I'm not awake, but it's okay. In the best thought I've ever had in my life, I figured out how to make very quick and dirty lemonade.
Nice.
And I'm so happy because now I can just run really cold water, add sugar, add the, I'm not joking with you guys, the real lemon that you get in the bottles for fish, and stir it all up and drink it.
Sounds like lemonade to me.
I can make it as tart as I want. I need to get some real lime so I can mix real lime and real lemonade and then have a really fake lemon lime with my sugar and cold water and chocolate chips that I'm literally eating out of the bag.
I mean, it
I'm
sounds
good.
like proper adulting to me.
Let's whip sprint, whatever. I had to go to the walk-in this morning. Listen, that takes up time. Okay,
Oh, it does.
takes up time. Thankfully, not as much as I feared it was going to. I was so afraid I was going to have to message you at 11:30 and go, yeah, I'm still here. You're live by yourself. Have fun. I'll join when again. I'll call
Okay.
when I get home.
Terrifying
That's it.
prospect.
I made it home. Or even worse, you try to explain to the internet. I'm not dead, but I'm not here.
It's fine, but it's
Whatever.
like not fine, but it's fine, you know? Yeah.
It's an old injury. It acts up. I'm gonna have it for the rest of my life. And they don't let me walk into the chemist and request the thing I know that I need. I gotta go to the doctor first to get a prescription for it. So I did all the proper steps. It just takes time to do the proper steps. I'm
Yeah.
very, very slow right now because my Quasimodo Hunchback of Notre Dame limp is intense today. It's intense. I'm on point. I may have for fun in the apartment been hunching my shoulders, going, yeah, master, like Igor as well. There's really only one way to deal with these sorts of things. It's just, you know, you gotta live with it. So you do what you can. Okay, I'm gonna move my microphone. Hopefully that doesn't screw my sound.
I will say
Hopefully
hello
my
to
sound.
everybody in chat. There's
Yeah,
Asa
who's in
and
chat?
Jude. Jude's having a study break. Susanna's
Nice.
here at work again. Nikki's here making coffee and spinning.
Oh, coffee.
Um,
I'm eating chocolate
like I
chips like
said,
an adult.
Asa was here.
That's
Sally's
breakfast, right?
here. Got lots of people today. So, what is everybody working on for their first whip sprint?
Good question.
I'm doing the cuff on my dad's socks because I can get that done today, and then I will have finished socks to bring with me next week.
I literally all around the floor projects from back to like all. There's no space for you right now. It's just projects all over the floor.
Well, you got a week before I need to be in there to podcast.
Yep. I think I'm gonna work on my front panel of the mallow, because I am pretty darn close to being done my second panel.
Susanna's working on the month end for April 2023.
Yep. Also important. Also important.
Also finished a thing while waiting for the sprint, so I'm knitting on the lace tee.
Oh yeah, because she started on lace tee. I have
A few more inches of front.
I have this much inches of front left.
At least one sprint's worth.
Yeah.
Jude's working on the body of a boxy, some miles of stockinette.
Oh yeah. I got to try. Jan brought the lacy boxy. Was it the lacy boxy? It's the boxy with the lace panels.
I don't remember. There's many boxies. I can't keep them all straight.
I think it's the lacy boxy. It's the one that stripes a lace panel, solid lace panel. Solid. Anyway, she brought it, but I'm never sure about those boxies because unfitted garments don't look great on me as a rule. So like the amount of positive ease that the boxy shape calls for, it's not a jostling friendly amount of positive ease. But I tried the one on in Gen size, and it seemed to. If I didn't mind it at all. I would want it to have been longer, but really, I want everything to be longer. Otherwise, I liked the fit at Gen size.
That's good.
I should ask her what size she needs.
Sally is not knitting, just watching, not feeling well right now. Oh, well, I hope you feel better soon.
So do I.
I'm glad we can keep you company.
Feeling sick sucks.
Oh, Tracy's in chat. Hello.
You haven't even started and I'm already tangled. It's impossible. Oh, that's fine.
Well, let me know when you're ready and I'll start the timer because we're in control here.
I'm never ready. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's wing it. Right. I've already had a morning and I've got D&D tonight. Ugh.
1, 2, 3, start.
1, 2, 3, start. So I am looking forward to this because, oh my word.
Susanna has a simple knit baby blanket, crochet shawl, and crochet coasters.
Sweet. I gotta make some coasters. Some coasters. I need some coasters. I still need to decide what I want to start for the summer solstice cal, because I'm done. I've been. I know we're both done. That crocheted purse went really fast, and it's hanging. I haven't used it yet because I really want to find a button for it. But otherwise, it's good to go, so that's fine. I don't know what I want to. I don't know for sure what I want to work on. Like I keep vacillating between like knitting a tank top, because I've got that like it in my crack coming to me.
Yes, it's in the no, other side. It's in the box behind. Actually, no, sorry. Yours is in a bag in the other room, so I remember to pack it tonight.
Okay, that's fair. I've got Yarn Canada sitting on the sewing table.
We're gonna have so many acquisitions for the podcast tomorrow.
Oh my god,
it's ridiculous. Like that whole box is full. The stuff's on top of the box because the box is full.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I left the flaps up because I couldn't pack it in as tight as they did to get it here. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I was worried it was going to be a very big box.
That's just my box. That's just
mine.
That's not yours. You have an equivalent amount in the other room.
Mine is separate, which is fair. I'm very excited to see mine. But yeah, no, I had to do something because Phaedra kept trying to help me. So she really likes the vintage DK.
It smells good. Tastes good.
She keeps pulling it out of the box to sleep with it, so.
Oh dear. But also that's really cute.
Until you wake up in the morning and there's just vintage DK all over your floor.
I mean, it's still kind of cute.
You're like, what happened here? How did I sleep through the yarn apocalypse of 2023? Boxes knocked over, coffee tables off the coffee table, cats snoring, happily wrapped around a skip, but there's skates everywhere, everywhere. And of course, she plays in her water bowl puddle, so I also had like a lake.
Of course.
Of
Do I have an
course.
uneven number of stitches?
I have no idea.
I've made it. I'm doing one by one ribbing, and I've made it to the end, and things are not lining up.
Did you have an uneven number of stitches?
I had an even number on the front.
Sometimes it happens.
Oh, yep, I have an uneven number of stitches. Okay, well, that's a purl two together. Now I
All I
have
know
an
for
even number
sure.
of stitches.
Yeah,
Done.
that's for
Problem
sure.
solved.
Yeah, problem solved. The only thing I knew for sure I didn't want to work on today was the race sweater because I super seriously want to keep that a secret until we talk tomorrow so that we're only doing check-ins every week.
I do really want to work on the sweater. It's sitting here. It's teasing me. The
You
color
can
works
if
so
you
fun.
want. You don't have to not work on it just because I've decided to not work on it.
I also have to make some Pokemon eggs, but I want to get these socks done first.
That's fair. Well, yeah, because then you can give the socks to your dad.
Yep. And nephew was disappointed that I didn't have the Pokemon eggs last time I visited, so I promised that they were going to be done this time. So they really got to be done this time.
Okay, I think you need to work on socks and Pokemon eggs then.
Yep. Also, it was nephew's birthday like a week ago, so really got to have the Pokemon eggs.
Really gotta have the Pokemon eggs. Oh, I have to text the mysterious Mr. B.
Oh yeah.
Messaged me earlier this week saying that I might have plans with Jay. Well, everyone's in town on Thursday,
Oh
and that
yeah.
your husband was making plans and I wasn't available. First Thursday of the night, I'm live with Louise, but Louise has life, so we're actually going to do our live on Friday. So I'm free now on Thursday.
Oh, I see.
So I should find out what you guys are doing and whether or not it's something that I can do.
I have no idea. I have left it up to the boys to plan something, so
That's fair. I mean,
we'll see.
so am I, and I'll just talk to Ben tomorrow because I'm going to see him at Warhammer. Because we've got the first game of the Lord of the Rings campaign. Gonna go. I'm playing Men of the West. Why? Because unless I roll absolutely abysmally, I don't have to have archers, which is very important to me. Because I roll bad, even for standard archers.
I
I
will nod and smile like I know what's going on.
I hate. Lord of the Rings is one of the Warhammer uh, categories. So you got like Lord of the Rings, 40K, and then fantasy. Lord of the Rings system is one of the oldest sort of subsystems, like not off the main branch of 40K and fantasy. It's one of the longest running ones. It's a welly. Wow. Maybe I need some of that coffee Nikki's making. Hey Nikki, can you just throw some in the mail for me? Sure it'll make it here in time.
Yeah, nice hot cup of coffee arriving in the mail.
Nice, absolutely. I don't see that going poorly at all. Words. It is a well designed system that uses D6s to do all of your stats. And for the most part, everything's baseline, and then your fancy heroes get a little bit of extra, a will, a might. So it's very easy to track. It's very easy to customize, and everybody's their own character. Like everybody's an individual person, whether they're a hero or a not hero. So everybody can train to their own things. So you make a little battle company, and you play against other people's little battle company. And I do mean little guys. I'm talking like 6 models,
Oh, that
six
is quite
tiny
small.
models. You start very small. You can get big, but you start small.
Hmm, that sounds fun.
Yeah, we're playing a league format, so we've got the map of the Middle Earth, and there you get little territories you can control, and some of them are special and give you bonuses. Most of them don't. So we're doing that. So we're going to be playing round robin league games until we fill the map and the league is done. So I'm very excited because I was playing the Men of Gondor the first time around when we were doing the practice run and sort of learning how to play and figuring out what we liked and what we didn't like about the league stats to house rule some stuff because We always I don't know how to not play a long-term game and not house rule things.
Fair.
So that's I was super okay to do that. And the people I'm playing with is they're great. There's one gentleman I've never met before. I'm actually gonna meet him on Sunday. Then there's Alex, and I've known Alex since I started playing Warhammer Orcs. So like I've known Alex for okay, my niece is 16, 13 years. I have known him and I've been friends with him for 13 years. So I've known all of these guys for 13 years, except for the new guy I'm meeting this week, and that's just because of the teacher who went to Thailand. We had a spot open house. We had to fill the spot. And there's Adam, Ben, and Copen. So 6 of us, right? That makes 6. Because I can count. Y'all, I do my own taxes. This bodes well for me, doesn't it?
But like simple board game math, rolling dice,
It's
adding
simple.
some numbers,
I can't do it.
is way too hard. Knitting
Way too
math?
hard.
Oh my god,
Oh my
like we
god.
need an algebra degree for that. What
I
that? No,
need,
sorry, there's not
I need to
algebra. Calculus degrees or something.
figure out. Oh, feels like it's Sundays, but okay, cool.
We're
Oh,
smart, I swear.
I was gonna Google if I could turn coconut milk from a can into buttermilk. This is where my brain's at. Welcome to Unfiltered Jocelyn. This is what we all tune in for. Anyway,
I mean,
the 6 of us.
probably, I don't know, because buttermilk is like,
Buttermilk is just it's curdled milk. It's slightly curdled milk is what it is.
yeah. Can you curdle coconut milk?
Well, I curdle almond milk, so the principle is the same because vegan buttermilk is just the volume like a cup of almond milk or oat milk or soy, like insert plant-based milk here, and a teaspoon. I have it written down somewhere for a reason, guys. I think it's a teaspoon of lemon juice. You stir it and you walk away and you start doing other things and leave it for like 5 minutes or so, and then you'll get the little bubbles at the top. Not that I can tell. I do it from smell, is what I do. But
Mm-hmm.
there's supposed to be little bubbles on top, and that's buttermilk. And I've done that as an alternative for ages. It's the same thing you do with real milk. You take real
Yeah.
milk, you do that with the lemon juice or vinegar. If you don't have lemon juice, I hate the smell of vinegar. Like I super like I can't stand apple cider vinegar smells. I hate the smell of vinegar so much.
Oh, I love vinegar. I'm
It's
weird. I
it's
I know this.
I think even like the vinegar for potato chips and stuff. Like I love the taste of it. I hate the smell of it. I know it's weird. I know it's fine. I'm accustomed to it. It's okay. And I drink apple cider all the time. I am aware that I'm an odd creature,
It's fine.
but you just that's how you curdle regular milk to make buttermilk at home. Otherwise, you have to go buy a fancy thing of buttermilk. Like, Lord, I don't make the decision to cook things or bake things that require buttermilk a week in advance.
Yeah, buttermilk's sort of
There's
a
so
bit
many
of a niche
recipes
thing.
I don't make because they're like, oh, it takes sour cream or it takes, cream. And I'm like, I can't be bothered to think of this in advance, and I'm not gonna want to do this in a week. I want to do it today, and I don't want to leave my house. It's fine. Though I saw a TikTok hack.
Hmm.
Well, I saw it on Instagram Reels of a guy watching a video and then trying it out, right? And he used brownie mix, 2 eggs, and a can of sweet condensed milk to make brownies. No oil, no water, or milk. Yep.
Okay. Sweetened
And I'm
condensed
like,
milk and eggs and okay.
I'm thinking, I buy my groceries for the month next week, this week. What day is it?
It's the
Where am
27th.
I? Where am I? So it's fine. Get a can of sweet condensed milk because I know the dry ingredients for brownie mixes. I know exactly what those are. It was fine. Oh no, that was less Kleenex in the Kleenex box. I'm gonna have to get up and get a
No,
Kleenex
no.
box. So now I kind of want to try, but I also want to try ice cream bread.
Oh yeah, the ice cream bread. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it should work because it contains everything
It's solid
except the
principles.
flour.
And you add the flour into the two cups of full fat ice cream, and it has you add flour and baking powder.
I mean, there's no reason that shouldn't work.
There's no reason it shouldn't work. I may have been watching that guy on Instagram Reels that I like love so much that makes those recipes.
Mm-hmm.
Soda,
Moo juice! Sippin'
fire! Cookbook coming out. I want to buy it so bad. I just wish I remembered his name. It feels so bad.
Dylan Hollis, I think.
Really? I'm the
Something like
worst
that.
for names. Worst. He does on Instagram Reels. He does mid 20th century. Does sound really old because he does recipes from the 80s. Mid 20th century cooks recipes from cookbooks, and he tries them out. So everything from like the 1900s is pretty much what he covers, right? 20th century. So he does everything from like war cakes from 1920 through to I think what did he made something from like 1985 and was astonished at how tasty it was. So I like watching his little short cooking because I wish baking was that way. I wish it was that exciting. It's not, but I kind of wish it was.
It is. It is if you make it that exciting.
It is if you're him. So I'm quite delighted. I'd have to figure out like track down that cookbook and see if he's got a digital copy. Because if he has a digital copy, I can buy that. Because then I can have a screen reader read it to me, right?
Okay, well, I don't know what I've done here, but we're purling it together, and that's just how it is.
Okay, this sounds well for the cuff of this song.
It's the same spot where I got to it last round, and I'm like, oh, I don't have the right number of stitches, purl two together. But then I did something weird and like didn't quite purl it properly. So you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's on the back of the sock. Nobody is going to notice.
I can tell you right now, your dad's not going to notice, even if he was watching us live.
No, he definitely won't. I am unreasonably pleased that these socks are going to be precisely the same height.
The joy of two at a time.
Because last time I made him socks, somehow one of the socks came out like a good half-inch taller than the other. And I don't know how. Because I'm so certain I measured them properly.
Mm-hmm.
But these ones will be precisely the same height.
Gosh. Ugh, it's so warm. Okay. When is our sprint up?
We have 9.5 minutes.
Okay. Get a 5-minute break? Yes.
Yep.
During that 5-minute break, I'm going to Quasimodo and close the windows and turn the fan to AC. Because we're kind of muggy.
It's doing the summer thing over there.
Oh, God. Yes. With a flippin' vengeance. And then try to get as much humidity out of here as possible before I leave today and have to leave Phaedra to fend for herself. Which isn't too bad if I get the humidity down before I leave. It might not. It just depends on how high the temperature gets. Like we were 27 degrees at 11:50 last night. I was not sleeping. It's too hot.
Gross. Well, it's not doing that here. We've got a lovely high of 22 right now.
We got down to 19 degrees overnight, but it took all night to get there.
That's summery.
Yes. So they got a, what is it? Percentage of rain is not insignificant today. So we could get some rain, which either helps with the muggy or makes the muggy worse. Does one of the two.
I was very disappointed to discover out here that raining does not break the humidity out here. It stays the same. It doesn't get less humid.
Rain does not guarantee you less humid. It can make things less humid, but it is not a guarantee that it'll make things less humid. I have to abandon everybody to go get a Kleenex box. Excuse me while I Quasimodo in the closet. Oh Lord, my foot.
There's a flock of birds in my front yard doing I don't know what, but they're doing it extremely loudly. And I'm really glad that there's noise filtering because it would be really annoying if it was getting picked up by the microphone. But I can't have the window closed. Well, I can hear them through the window anyway, but even if the window. What was I saying? You ever get halfway through a sentence and just like absolutely forget the rest of the thought? Yep, so some words were coming out of my face, and I don't know where I was going with those. Something, something, birds are annoying.
Something, something, birds are annoying. Are the birds talking to you?
I was babbling to fill airspace, and I got halfway through a sentence and then absolutely forgot where I was going with the sentence. Like, the thought just completely dropped out of my brain, and
I don't think people appreciate enough how difficult it is to just randomly verbalize your internal thoughts into coherent sentences.
oh, apparently the microphone is picking up the birds that I was complaining about. Well,
Oh,
if the
good.
birds are annoying, I can shut the window and just deal with it being warm in here. But I was saying there was a whole flock of birds in the front yard doing I don't know what, but they're doing it very loudly.
Well, it's springtime. Making nests, making babies. It's that time of year. Yes, I know because there's nesting birds in the window outside the apartment in the tree.
Mm.
Like in the tree outside the window of the apartment. Phaedra hates them.
We've had our
There's
pair of sparrows in the birdhouse on the garage for ages.
there's aggressive pacing first thing in the morning when they're chirping. Aggressive pacing. Up and down, over around, up and down, go out the window, pace, 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 up and down. Oh my god, cats.
No chill.
No chill when the birds are active in the morning. I hear them. The windows are open. I know she hears them. Sometimes I roll over and she's just staring. Freaking death glare out the window. And I'm like, I'd feel bad for the birds, but you're never going to chase them. Like, if I let you out, you'd run in the other direction from them. But I'm
She wouldn't
glad
know what to
you
do if she
think.
even caught a bird.
She wouldn't have no idea what to do with it. Guys, she caught a mouse once. She didn't know what to do with that either.
Oh, I met Bee's cat for like the second time ever the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, the mighty hunter Molly, um,
Yes.
she was trying to catch a bug. And she
Yep.
just sort of like, eh. And it would change direction. And she'd just like, eh.
Yep.
Like she didn't
Yeah.
know what to do with it.
She doesn't know what to do with it.
Her mighty roar of a squeak.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
No, they
like
think they're
less
huge
than a
hunters.
squeaky toy.
They think they're mighty hunters. Inside house cats, not mighty hunters. A farm cat can hunt. My cat doesn't know what to do with food if it doesn't come out of a can or a bag. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I know I've told you the story of when she found the mouse.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes. There's no
I
way.
yes, I was thinking of that story watching Molly play with a bug.
Yeah. Now, my cat Patches beforehand likes to catch the very large hornets, like the
Oh.
big mofo hornets. She was sadistic. She would de-wing them and then bring them to you and leave them by your feet and lick you for praise. Here you go. I brought you some nutrients. Like, no, my protein levels are good. Thank you. Was the hornet threatening, dude? Is this why this is occurring? You're half the size of that cat. Why are you the aggressive one? uh,
Oh, Jen's in chat. Hi, friends. I will join for a few minutes anyway. I'm waiting for my grandkids to get here.
Absolutely.
Welcome,
Fill the
welcome. Pull up a
time.
chair. Cup of tea. We're almost done our
Take a
first sprint.
take a few moments of rest and relaxation before the crazy begins.
Chaos.
Oh, my nose. I
I
didn't
was
help in any
musing.
by. What were you musing?
I was musing how the words chaotic and immaculate have become like common language now, and it amuses me greatly that these like fantasy story words are now just part of common language.
That's fair.
The vibes are immaculate.
The vibes are immaculate.
The vibes are immaculate.
Personally, I'm a fan of creepy, creepy levels of clean.
It's
Well,
too
that's what
clean.
immaculate. Too clean. It's
I
just
know what it means, but
too clean.
yeah,
Too clean.
that's not what it's coming to mean these days.
Yes. Yes. I'm comfortable getting old.
Language evolves. I'm just amused that these are the words that I was going to say we've chosen. They've chosen. Gen Z has chosen these words.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I like it.
So long as you remember, you are now also an old person.
I know. Still get hit on by college boys, though. Just terribly confusing.
College boys still hit on me. I don't really think we could take that too terribly seriously.
On the one hand, flattering, but on the other hand, I was really trying to give not interested in men vibes that day, and yeah.
You just gotta learn to say things to shut it down.
Well, I'm married usually shuts it down pretty well.
Yes. And at some point, you can look at them and then you'll be my age. And I love going, you're very cute, but you realize I'm 40, right? What? The dorms is not going anywhere, so you need to go find something else to hit on. Because I find you amusing, but no.
Timer says ding, first sprint is done. I'm gonna finish this row anyway though. And then I'll start our 5-minute break timer.
Okay. Works. See what about a pearl rose side, but that's okay. We'll see how far I am.
So I think the next sprint that I work on these socks, it'll be time for my contrast stripe. So I was aiming for about a centimeter of main body color and ribbing, and then as many rows of contrast color as I can, which I suspect will be between 2 and 4 rows.
Oh, excellent. I may honestly
then,
work on this for one more sprint because I ate half the distance I need.
Nice. I need to work on a Pokemon egg.
I need to go turn the AC on. I'll be back. And I got 5 minutes, right?
You have
That's
at least
enough
5
time.
minutes. Well, you have 5 minutes plus as long as it takes me to finish this row.
Doctor offices don't make the sneezing less. They, in fact, make the sneezing more.
Oh dear.
Okay. Let me close up the air and turn on some artificial coolness. I'll be back.
Do. Coffee time. Yes, it is coffee time. In fact, it might be refresh the water and coffee time. Okay, I'm going to start that 5-minute timer. Short break. This is a good time to refresh water, coffee, tea, snacks, figure out what you're working on next. Ooh, unstick yourself from the back of the chair. That was uncomfortable. Ooh. Where's my... There it is. Got my Pokemon egg colors. I need a crochet hook. This should work, right? Yeah. And I need that pattern. There we go. Oh, yeah, I need some more coffee. But I can't leave till Jocelyn gets back. Can't abandon the stream. But for this sprint, there's the picture. There we go. For this sprint, I'm attempting to make this, if it will focus. There we go. Attempting to make a little Pokemon egg. And hopefully I can make this spots lie a little flatter than this one. I think I can do that. Allergies and atmospheric pressure going down. My sinus is totally blocked and breathing is not a thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's no fun. I don't know what pollen is in the air, but like, I have allergies living out here, which is very sad because I didn't have allergies living in Manitoba. It's very depressing. Good afternoon, Crafty Chemist. We're taking a 5-minute rehydration break, and then we'll be getting into our second 25-minute WIP sprint, wherein I'm going to make a Pokemon egg. I may have to abandon the stream for like a minute and a half. Okay. Nobody panic. I'm going to abandon the stream for 90 seconds. I need more water.
You're gonna have to step away. Oh dear. It was already 25 degrees Celsius, guys. We're inside the apartment. It was definitely time to close the windows. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Turn that down. Push this button. Go over here. Turn on the live on the computer. Cool. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. What's been happening? Let's see if I can do some chat reading. Ah!
Okay, I'm back. I hope nobody panicked.
No, I didn't know how long you'd be gone, so I opened up the theme, and I am having a heck of a time focusing on print today. I tried. Now I'm going to probably give up because you have returned.
Also was saying I hate allergies and atmospheric pressure going down. My sinuses are totally blocked and breathing is not a good thing.
Yeah, that would suck. That in fact does
ding.
suck.
Break's over.
I assumed you had to go get something tasty.
Yes, more water was required. Also, I remembered I have chocolate, so I had to have fancy vanilla locally made chocolate.
I'm eating the Walmart brand chocolate chips in the big bag.
What else? Crafty Chemist joined us in chat. Also said the birch is almost finished here, but it is windy, so it is still in the air, blows all around.
Mm-hmm. That won't help any.
No. Oh, I know why I'm so sinusy last night. Because I was trimming branches and pulling weeds and shaking pollen all over the place.
Yeah.
That'd do it. Susanna says, what's been happening? Rehydration. Rehydration has been happening.
Rehydration.
Crafty Chemist is going to work on my obnoxiously neon sweater. I want that to be the whole pattern, like the real pattern name, the obnoxiously neon sweater.
I mean, if somebody hasn't come up with a sweater named that, they'd be shocked. Hello? You know, you'd have space if you didn't insist on being right at my feet. I know I left the apartment today, and I'm going to do it again.
Gasp.
Legas.
Jen has 2 more flowers to make on the sleeves, and I will be done with the mosaic knitting on this pressed flower cardigan.
Oh, nice. Yes. I've been watching the progress on that. So pretty.
Yeah. And
so
also
pretty.
Says we had around 20 degrees Celsius earlier today, but everything is dropping. Temp is down to 10 now.
Traja.
It's downright chilly.
Traja.
Clatter. Okay.
We're supposed to have heat warnings well into next week.
Ew.
Well into next week. Yeah, you're coming down and they're forecasting 30s.
Ew.
For a good chunk of the start of the week.
I mean, it makes packing easier because you bring the smaller, lighter clothes, so. Alright, I'm going to reset our timer for another WIP sprint if you're ready.
I am.
Alright. Sprint.
I'm gonna
go.
try to get this front panel finished. Because then I'm in back panel territory. And that's exciting. And with the check-in delayed till Friday, I have 1 extra day. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm gonna keep sneezing, guys. Nothing I can do about it.
I'm gonna go for a magic ring, I think. I'm literally just starting and I'm already departing from what the pattern says.
What? What are you starting?
I'm starting a Pokemon egg.
What? Oh, right.
Okay, but the point was no, that's not... I don't want to make double crochets. Goodness. Got double crochets on the brain.
You've been doing a lot of double crochets recently?
Yeah, well, oh my god, I did it again. The hexagon cardigan was all double crochets.
By default, if I'm not paying attention, is a half double. Like, I have to be paying attention even then. When I'm supposed to be doing double crochets or single crochets, I will default to half double crochet. It's like, stop. So you do a row and you're like, ha ha ha, oh, half of this is half double crochet and half of this is double crochet.
Oh dear.
Let's rip that row back.
Well, Crafty Chemist put a picture of the obnoxious neon sweater on Instagram.
Excellent. We can go check it out.
Yes. Because I want to see this obnoxiously neon sweater. They make me happy.
Ugh. They're so cheerful. I love them so much.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apologies to anyone else that's trying to count.
It's a pity your wedding is this coming Saturday because that's also Pride Parade here.
Oh. Well. Yeah. Yeah, I can't realistically do both and, like, not be sweaty and covered in glitter for a wedding. It's not really...
I mean, depends
really
on the wedding. Depends on the wedding.
It's not that kind of wedding.
Really, I think they're doing their wedding wrong, then. You're going to have a summer wedding. You might as well be sweaty and covered in sparkles, because you're already going to be sweaty.
Well, it's at a hotel, and it's Mr. Diana's friends, not my friends, so, like, I'm going for the traditional vibes.
Oh, probably. Most people tend to have a very traditional wedding. Well, what we consider traditional nowadays. So, and I'm willing to go to the mat on what traditional means. Quite frankly, if we want to go with truly, truly traditional, like something we've been doing for thousands of years, I'm standing up at the pub and you're all my witnesses. And that's it.
You know, why not? Okay, 2 single crochet.
Hey, fine, we'll be fancy with it. We'll go high medieval. I'll wear my Sunday best. And we'll be a part of the church service on Sunday. And then we'll be done. Finished.
1, 2.
Oh, I'm getting so excited for this back panel.
2 single crochets and the 1 single
While I
crochet.
try to melt to death. Melt to death. I hate the heat. I hate the heat.
Nikki has maple pecan coffee. I think we need to go to Nikki's for coffee.
Well, yeah. And, fresh lobster.
Also that. Actually, I don't really like lobster. I want to like lobster because it looks so much fun to eat, but I just don't. It's
That's
very
fine.
disappointing every time I try it.
My other favorite thing to get when I'm out on the East Coast, whenever I can, is clam chowder. Yes, clam chowder.
I like chowders in general for about 4 bites, and then it's like, okay, this is too much.
Oh, I love chowder. A
Which is
good
another
clam
thing that is
chowder.
eternally disappointing to me, because, like, I like it, but only for 4 bites.
Guys, I could live on the East Coast and eat nothing but fish for the rest of my life and be super happy. Regular fish, oysters, lobsters, crab. Yeah, 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 yeah. But the price of bison would make me cry. And I happen to like bison. But the prices of everything else make me cry? No, I lived up north. It would not make me cry. And I know no matter how bad the costs are out on the East Coast, they're still not as high as they are up north.
Yeah. Sorry, counting. 1. I'm counting to 2 over and over.
Oh, geez.
I know.
Increase round. You do one double crochet, and then you do two double crochets, and the next double crochet, and then you do one double crochet. I know what you're doing.
Okay, I just did that. This is
Ugh.
like a free pattern on a blog that's not the best formatted, but you know what? Free pattern. Not gonna argue.
I don't really think we have a right to complain about something that we didn't pay for.
Oh no, absolutely not. Which is why I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to be mildly perturbed that it's not as easy to follow as if I had a PDF and a knitting app. But it's fine. I can't rightfully complain. This is me. This is me. Fake complaining? I don't know. Acknowledging that my complaints are invalid.
Fair, fair, fair.
One, 2, increase. 2, 2, increase. Increase. There we go. 3, 2, increase, 4, 2,
Come on, nose, calm down.
increase. Okay, so in theory, I have 16 stitches around. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I mean, the good news is I've got a brace for my foot, so at least my foot's super isolated.
16. Haha, I have the right number of stitches. I'm so sorry to anybody else that's trying to count right now. Anyway, you got a brace. Yes, this is good.
Well, it's because I got that foot brace at the start of the year to help keep everything aligned. Happens to be for that foot. So I can just live in my brace for the next couple of days. Which is what it's for. It's why I paid that much money to get a really fancy brace that I could have forever. Was to help me on these days, because apparently I will never not have this problem.
Getting old
Scar
sucks.
tissue.
I don't recommend it.
So curly. Why, Stockinette? Why?
Geometry.
You say that like you would think it's helpful. Wait a minute. I have a plethora of stitch markers. Let's fix this problem. It isn't actually a problem. Just a mildly large inconvenience. Ooh, these are the crinkly ones.
Crinkly ones.
They have little crinkles in them.
Oh yeah, the crinkly ones. I need to get me some of those like spirally C-shaped ones that you just like hook in.
Oh, yeah. Those are handy. I have some of those.
They would be really nice for this kind of crochet.
Yes, they are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
They are, in fact, what I use them for. Oh, right.
Now I should have 20 around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, good. I need a beginning of round stitch marker. Is what I need. I'm gonna use one of these clippy clover ones and just not clip it, and that should be fine. Okay, what are we doing?
I don't know. How are we doing?
Okay, 1, 2,
How's our timer going?
3. Hang on, gotta count to 5, 4.
27.
That's not helpful. 13 minutes.
You
and
do it
seconds.
to me.
I know.
I'm not helpful, you lady.
Increase.
Talking at panels. Rumble pants. Why so curly? So much curl. It's an uncomfortable amount of curl.
4,
Ah!
6,
Oh, foot. Oh, heel.
7,
So angry.
8, 9. Increase.
Oh, babe, your feet are warm. That's not good. You and I are going to have to go play in some water. Get you some cold water to play with before I leave. Cats don't pant to release heat.
No.
No. So they, or it's not uncommon for them to get heat stroke. If
That
you take their
sounds terribly
temperature,
unpleasant.
it's very dangerous. Cats die faster than humans. They are smaller bodies uh, from things like heat stroke and stuff. So I have to watch the temperature, which you generally take a cat's temperature from the bottom of their feet or their ears to
Mm-hmm.
tell if they're warm or cold. Aha, I clipped it together.
No more rolling stockinette.
No more trying to measure rolling stockinette against rolling stockinette. Um, except for the top part, but that's okay. So I'm gonna have to refill her cold water dish and make sure I chill the tub before I leave, which literally means running cold water in the tub and letting the cast iron get real cold,
Mm.
and then draining the tub. That way she can get into the tub and lie down on it and cool down.
Yeah.
Because I'll leave the fan running for her, but I won't leave the air conditioning unit on.
Well, because it needs to be drained every so often, right?
Yeah. Usually it's not too bad. Like if you drain it once every couple of hours, it's fine. But I don't know how much humidity it's going to try to pull out of the air today. And with a 70% chance of rain, we're like 34% humidity today. So it might be pulling it out of the air real quick, in which case I can't go play D&D for 5 hours and leave the AC unit on.
Two.
Only because I live in a historic building, so I can't just run the drip hose out the front of the building window. That would not be good for either the look of the building or the bricks. So we don't do
Yeah.
that. They don't care if you do it on the side of the building, but not on the front of the building. But I don't have my AC unit hooked up to the side window. Why for the side? You only do one room. You obviously want the biggest room. And my little office fan's pretty much dead, so I have to buy a new fan for in here.
Increase.
I keep thinking I should try one of those things you see them advertised all the time in the summer, where you pour the water in and it makes the water cold. The cold water gives you the air, gives you cold air. Do you know what
Oh,
fancy
sort of,
piece of tech?
sort of like a misting system.
Yeah, I don't know
Wouldn't help
how
with
it
the humidity,
works.
but
No, would help with the air movement. And really, let's be honest, guys, I hang 90% of my laundry. Humidity is already a thing in here. Already up.
three. I chose a smaller hook because I'm making an amigurumi, and you need the
Yes.
smaller hook.
Yes. You do. It needs to be super tight stitches.
But it means unless if you don't wrap the yarn just right, it splits,
Yes.
and it's annoying. And
That
this
is
is
kind of a
why I
downside.
tend not to make amigurumi because I find this annoying.
It's the same when you're knitting toys. You want it to be a very dense, tight stitch. Maybe that's why I don't mind doing those things. Because I don't find it tight. Maybe.
Maybe
At
because you
least
knit
not
so tight
aggressively so.
anyway,
Yeah.
whereas I definitely don't.
Maybe I don't notice as much. Did you see my latest download on Steam?
No?
I got gifted Shooter's Blood and Teeth.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Say that
Remember
one
that?
more time.
Shoota's blood teeth. Orc
Warhammer Orc
spelling.
thing.
Warhammer Orc thing on Steam. Remember we were looking at the Orc Warhammer game, and we both put it on our wish list because it wasn't released yet. It's been
Oh, that sounds
released.
vaguely familiar. Shoot
It's
his
been
blood and teeth.
released.
Have
Shoota's
you
blood
played it
teeth.
yet?
Nope. It's too hot to play in here yesterday. I want to really badly. Mysterious Mr. B bought it. He's like, yeah, yeah. Like, I've been playing Orcs for 13 years. It's probably a game I should own. It's not wrong.
Also says the
For
water fans
sure.
are great. They cool really good, and she has just a tiny one.
Yeah, like they're supposed to do a huge space for the size of the fan, and I think one would be excellent in the office. I just need to a do that consumer research that you're supposed to, and B purchase it. But if we're honest, I've been distracted with mint julep recipes.
Yeah, those came out of the woodwork.
It was great. I love not having to look things up. But I think it
Oh,
would
I
be really
found a
good for here in
thing.
the office. I'm with you.
I found a thing.
Okay.
Um, when I was visiting B the other day, there's a great like vegan, dairy free, gluten free, whatever shop in town that ships things. But they had this whole
Ooh,
shelf of non alcoholic things, and they didn't have a mint julep, but they
that's
had a
okay.
mint mojito.
What? But
So I
is it
bought a
corn
can.
free?
Yes, it's cane sugar.
Yes.
So I'm
It's
going
free of
to.
literally everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's booze free, corn free, gluten free, vegan friendly,
Yeah, I mean, it's like
ethically
sugar and mint
sourced.
and fizzy water. So does anybody know if putting a carbonated can in your checked bag is a bad idea? Because they also ship.
I have no idea. If they ship, it shouldn't be a thing because they'll either ship by ground or ship via air. And if they and that so like it has to be able to travel under different air pressures, but I
Yeah,
don't know. Because there is
because
no way this Air Canada or this package from Air Canada made it to us via ground in less than 4 days.
probably not.
Our country's too big for that. I can barely make it to BC in 4 days of driving. And
Yeah, it took
this thing
three
would
days
have
of
had to,
driving to get just one province over, so.
yeah, it's like, and this thing would have had to go through shipping depots and registrations and sit overnight places. So that thing got flown to me, or at least flown a chunk of the way.
I
I don't know.
magically eyeballed the right number of stitches. I love when that
It should be
happens.
fine because you put aerosol can sprays in your checked luggage.
That's true.
Just put it in a Ziploc bag and seal it up just in case you spring a leak,
Yeah.
which is what you're supposed to do with the aerosol spray cans anyway.
Well,
So
yeah.
you should be fine. I mean, definitely not carry on, but definitely checked.
Yeah, well, it's too much liquid for a carry on.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so I'm bringing you a can of alcoholless mint mojito.
Yes. Just trust me, if we taste it and we like it, we will order some because that's how we work. I got to get to a co op. The co op I need to remember to do is when I'm in Saskatchewan, message Aaron. When I'm in Saskatchewan, to buy some of that craft non-beer beer
Oh,
that
they
I
have that
found
at
at
this
Dad's.
place too.
Yeah, yeah, they had because
Unbeer.
I liked that, and I miss the flavor of booze, guys. I want you to understand. I just can't have the alcohol part. One part of the equation I have to remove, and it's the alcohol part.
Is the hardest
Though
part
I
to
did watch
remove.
somebody put a Tokyo milk together. Oh, no wonder
What
you
is that?
get rip roarily drunk on those things real fast.
What's a.
It's a Tokyo milk is it's a mixed drink, and it has vodka, a Japanese melon liqueur, gin, and rum that you shake, pour over ice, and then top up with Sprite. And it sort of tastes like a Melody Mountain Dew, I'm told. But
That
like
sounds amazing.
that's like 5 ounces of booze, 4 or 5 ounces of booze in one
Oh.
glass.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that'll get you drunk real fast.
That's a sip and drink, is what that is.
Except it's so sugary. I bet
You'll
you don't
just
have
suck it
to
right.
sip it.
Yeah, you'll just drink it. Yeah. And the guy who was doing the video was like, "This is a date. Like, this is a what? Like, don't feed this to friends who don't know their limits kind of drink because they will not understand why they're that toasted." And my brain's like, I don't even drink anymore, and I kind of want to try it, but I need to do when around other people and somebody else orders it, and I take a sip because that'll be all my system can handle at this point. Very real reasons, guys. It's because I'm dizzy all the time because of the vision loss. So, um, imagine if you functioned day in and day out with a mild ear infection and you were tipsy like you were drunk all the time. That is my day to day. I do not need to put booze into that mix. I do not need to put booze in it. It's a really bad
No.
idea. It's a really bad idea. So I don't. But I miss being able to just like crack a beer, like have a fancy cocktail.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to collect mocktails and stuff to do it. But I want the craft beers for D&D nights, right? Because then I can leave beer in the fridge, take the beer to D&D. It doesn't matter. It's not alcoholic. Then I can sit down and I can have a beer with the guys while we play. And it's fun. Because it's not real beer. Here we go. Ah, what was I
Aha.
doing? I am texting the Aaron. Did you survive?
Um. Oh, Asa thinks that the can and the luggage should be fine, so we'll
That's what I
find out.
think. That's what I think.
I will stick it
I
in the
should get
plastic bag with
a.
the other things that might leak.
Yes, well, that's really where it should go. You just don't want to have to deal with that.
But I brought back bottles of wine.
Hey!
Ding! Whipped sprint done. I'm just gonna finish this row so I know where I am.
That's fine. I have my next virtual coffee group invite. Good.
7.
That's fine. That's the afternoon. Oh, where do we come down on when you're visiting this week?
Hang on. 9. 10. I just have to get to 12.
Yeah,
11. 12. I believe we said Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yes. Well, I requested Tuesday, Wednesday. I wasn't actually expecting both days. I'll
Well, so
take
far
both days.
you have both days, and then I've got stuff in the evening.
Look how
Thursday I'm
close I
doing
am.
belated. That's so close. Thursday I'm doing belated Mother's Day stuff, at least during the
Absolutely.
day.
Yeah. That's important for your mom. She likes those sorts of things.
I don't know what's happening on Friday yet, and Saturday's wedding, and Sunday is podcast and inevitable family dinner, even though no plans have been made yet.
Yeah, if you don't
But
assume you're
we just
doing
know how
dinner,
this works.
if you don't assume you're doing a family dinner on Sunday, you people are all smoking and you're not sharing, and that's rude. Rude.
Oh yeah, Asa's pointing out you can get cans of soda on the plane, so it should work.
Yeah, so it should be fine.
I was just like mildly concerned because, like, the cabin part where you're having your soda is pressurized, but the luggage hold is not. But it's probably fine. I brought back bottles of wine and stuff, and that was fine. So, not that wine is carbonated, but it should be fine. There's 12. Do an increase. Do an increase. And then I need to do 6 more.
What even do I have over here? We're on a break, so I'm looking at my stuff going, what in the world do I have within arm's reach? The answer is a lot.
5.
The answer is a lot. Got options, folks.
6. I haven't screwed up the pattern yet.
I thought about doing the windrows for the whip sprints, but I'm not back at because I want to add extra length. So I feel like that would actually be better for me to take to D&D tonight.
I have the top of an egg.
Oh, excellent.
It's kind of like a little hat. Wait. It's a hat.
Of course. Weirdo.
Oh no, Susanna's printer ran out of paper.
What? Uh-oh.
At least it's not refusing to print in black and white because it's out of cyan.
Had your printer done that to you?
Oh yeah, I've had printers refuse point blank to print things in black and white because one of the colors is out.
That is both delightful and distressing all at the same time. Where is my other hook?
In the
I
safe
know.
place that you put it.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're not wrong.
Juice says, enjoy the rest of your sprints. It has apparently cooled down enough to
Yeah.
go hill hiking, so heading out. Oh, that sounds great.
Oh,
Enjoy.
enjoy.
All right, I'm setting this 5 minute short break timer,
Okay,
and then we'll do one more sprint, and then we'll do a long break.
okay.
All right.
Hokey smoky, hokey pokey.
5 minutes
You the
stretching,
boss.
rehydrating. Jessica's in
Figured out what I
chat.
wanna
Hi,
work
I'm also
on.
making an amigurumi. It's my first crochet project in years. I'm starting from zero, pretty much. But that's so
Yeah,
fun, though.
sometimes.
What are you making? I don't
felt
usually
that way
make
when
these
I
things
went
because I
to
find them,
Missouri.
like, really fiddly, but nephew
They
requested
honestly.
Pokemon eggs, and Pokemon eggs are just kind of round, so it's not that
Or
bad.
do I work on my summer breeze?
You could?
'Cause I got a boatload of back panel to do.
Do I? I feel like I should work on my egg for one more sprint
Oh
so that I
no, I
can
should
finish
take
it.
this to D&D tonight because it is overhead fluorescent lighting in the basement. And it's kind like almost glow bright.
That sounds very bright.
It is actually quite bright, but it'll be excellent to work on the darker colored yarn. And since I already am spitting out the pattern in my head without even looking, I remember where I am. Okay, to the floor.
Also
What am I
says
gonna
you
do
should
about
do
it?
this summer breeze.
You're not wrong.
Oh, Suzanne's printer is not a color printer. So
My
it can't
printer has an
refuse because it's
error.
out of cyan.
My printer is arguing with me, and I don't know what's wrong with it. I think it's being a jerk. It is disagreeing.
Jessica's working on a penguin. I got one of the Woobles kits. It's been so helpful. Oh yeah, I helped my niece with with the Woobles owl a little bit. I was so impressed with those kits. Like they come with
She
everything.
has a Star Wars kit. I've been jealous of the Star Wars kit since she got it. Her mother-in-law didn't buy me a Star Wars kit. I was dating another son of a gun. I would have already made that kit. Would still
Sorry,
just
I've got
be
a
sitting
dinosaurs kit
around
too. Actually, I wound up with two
doing
dinosaurs kits.
nothing. Nobody buys me crochet kits. Diana, who doesn't work on her crochet, gets crochet kits.
I'm sorry. Nikki is gonna knit on my sea glass tee, both in the last sprint and the next one, because this tee takes forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jessica says, if they have a Star Wars kit, I need it.
No.
I know I have one, but I actually don't know where it is. It's in my closet somewhere, probably, because it's not out here.
Yep. I don't disagree with you. Okay, so that
Pardon
is
me while I
something
crunch on chocolate.
later. If you guys are asking what I'm sorting off screen, it's potential design stuff, which means yes, I'm sorting it off screen. Otherwise, Asa starts asking for patterns. And these are just they're test ideas, swatches, thoughts. They're not things yet. Does that make sense?
Thoughts and ideas?
Yeah. So until they're things, I don't want to. You're messing around. You
Chocolate
are
is so good.
giant pile of stuff. Come here. You the other one. It sounds like it's tasty chocolate. Usually, classy chocolate is tasty chocolate. Not always. I will make the argument that sometimes classy chocolate is not tasty chocolate. I know what you are.
This one contains cocoa,
Swatch.
raw cane sugar, cocoa butter, a vanilla pod, and raw cocoa nibs. And that is
This would
it.
be super exciting, but I might actually do some work the next sprint and wind a ball of yarn and do a swatch.
Whoa.
And then not talk about it tomorrow.
Free of gluten, soy, nuts,
Oh,
dairy, additives, and preservatives.
it's
It's
free of
it's
everything.
actually just food.
It's just food. Listen,
If anybody's in Canada, in like I think it's only in Ontario around Toronto because they're in Toronto. But if you
gotta
ever
love some
find
food.
Choco Soul chocolate, it is very much worth buying. It's not cheap, but it is 100% worth it.
Gotta love food. Food is good.
Also found yarn for a fingering cardigan and yarn for the endless summer cardigan that I
Yep.
that I still have no mail.
Nope. Because I still don't like how I've got some of the stuff worded. Notice how I said stuff, not the word I wanted to say. I know how to edit myself. It would help if you didn't lay on me. You'd be less warm.
Ding.
I am transferring stuff onto a holder needle, aka a spare sock needle, and then I'm literally going to wind a ball of yarn next time. This sprint, guys. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, wow. Okay, I just saw the picture for the obnoxiously neon sweater. It is very obnoxiously neon.
Excellent.
It's it's
I'm expecting eye searing.
oh, it's searing.
Oh yeah,
It's
loves
it's
it.
searing.
Loves it.
Amazing. Like the picture. Okay. All right. Going to start the timer for the third sprint.
Okay, I'm gonna work during this sprint.
Go. I mean, work is relative.
Oh,
Crafty Chemist says, I still have two more colors. What two more eye searing colors are you adding to the obnoxious neon sweater? I must know.
See, the thing is, I'm regretting that we didn't buy skeins of those highlighter colors from Ancient Art Yarn
Mm.
because I really want to make a striped highlighter cardigan with like the black in between to just sort of be that vibe of high school. We had the black ink pens and all the highlighter.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Yeah, black with like neon
yeah,
pink and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you know what? I still like that color combination.
So do I.
Although I think today I would probably do more of a bluey gray.
That's fair. You do a
Black would
really
still be
deep
good though.
blue. A really deep blue would work because you got blue pens, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So that would also work. Like a navy would be really good. Oh, Matt, with like lace panels where the navy is. So solid where the highlighter is, but lace panels where the navy is. To mimic writing. These are the things I think of, people.
Uh, oh, the colors getting added are neon green, aptly called goosebumps, and
Yep.
blue.
Woohoo. Ah, there's just nothing better. Start a school term, fresh thing of pens, fresh notebooks, fresh
Yeah, all
highlighters.
the clean new uh,
School
school
supplies.
supplies.
Never wanted that math calculator, though, I'll tell you that much. And I apologized to my father in public. I use math every day. I was wrong. And I still don't like solving for X.
I actually loved that chunk of math so much.
Hated it. Burning passion.
I thoroughly enjoyed solving for X.
Same way as I could
Yes,
never
I
tell the physics
was
teacher.
was a little nerd.
I could never tell the physics teacher how I knew something wasn't going to work, but I knew if it would or wouldn't in the space required. Apparently, not everybody can picture things in third dimension in their head. Who knew?
No, and to mark things as correct and know you're not just like looking off somebody else's paper, they do need to see some work.
I know, which is tragic because
Because
there was no
sometimes you can
work
just
involved. I
you
just
just
knew.
know. Yeah, I get that.
It did work out that my high school friends would be like, "Hey, I can do the math, but does this work?" And I look at the photos and go, "No." Your math should say no. Then a few minutes later, I'd be like, "Math says no." Like, huh? Because I looked at the picture and my brain went, "Nah, that's not gonna work." But I couldn't tell you how because I don't know how I got there.
And sometimes brains are like really good at pattern recognition.
Sometimes, though, balancing chemistry equations super easy. Like in my sleep, there was never one that was challenging. Or recognizing molecules and stuff like that was chemistry I did great in. Physics I never took because that was just a bad idea. And biology was okay too.
I
Biology I
never did
preferred.
biology because I wasn't sure if I was going to embarrass the hell out of myself with the frog dissection by
Well,
fainting in class or something.
I dissected pigeons in grade 6 for science experiments, so I wasn't worried about the dissecting part.
I didn't I didn't take biology based purely on that thing you do in one class 1 year,
One
and
time.
I didn't want to embarrass myself.
That was my it was a elementary school science fair project I did. I did the life cycle of pigeons. I think it was pigeons. Might have been birds. Anyway, we had to have two dead birds vacuum packed and shipped to me because I lived up north. So we had to. The teacher had to talk to the principal. The principal had to get it ordered. And how the heck do you get dead birds ordered in the mail? I don't know, but they did it. And then I received two vacuum packed dead birds that I got to dissect. So biology was never a worry for me. Wasn't concerned. They did eventually start
I
having
would
problem
love to
chemistry, but
see like high school science teacher like ordering catalogs because they must have catalogs.
oh
And
yeah,
just
they
I
have to
want
have
to
that.
know what they have available to be
I
ordered.
just my teacher came back and was like, "Yeah, we can get you dead birds." What? And this is the
I
teaching
want to
thing.
know like what
I'm so
chemicals and weird
intrigued.
biology things do you have access to as a high school science teacher?
Just
I want to
crazy
know.
pants. Crazy pants.
We need to make friends with a high school science teacher.
Okay.
Then I can have my questions answered.
I mean, I need to make friends with a high school science teacher just to be friends with a high school science teacher. Really?
You get to light stuff on fire and make cool colors.
I'm friends with a lot of elementary school teachers.
Yeah, but I don't know any high school teachers.
Well, no, D's in Thailand, and he does up to 11 or 12, age 11 or 12. But he doesn't like teaching high school students. Something about us turning into snot bars when we're teenagers. I mean, accurate.
Yeah, I mean, high school teachers are brave people.
I keep contemplating it. Like, I think it would be something I would enjoy doing. Imagine someone trying to sneak out of class thinking they can get away with it because I'm not looking at them.
You'd hear them think it before they ever got up.
Quite frankly, I think I would make an amazing history teacher. And the teenage drama probably wouldn't throw me for a loop.
No. No, you'd be rock solid. They'd say things trying to mess you up, and you'd just be like,
Cool.
no.
I what? Get your work done. Cannot imagine they meant to do the fart that I do not give. Get your work done.
I could see it.
Yeah, it is something I have contemplated. I don't know if I can get hired because I'm blind, but it is something I have contemplated that I thought I might I I don't want to teach little people. I am in awe of people who have the capacity to teach little people. I am not one of those people. I can't.
Kids are so fun, but
I
I could
can't.
not do that all day, every day.
I
Small
I could
doses.
not. I'm in such awe of people who can do that because I it's not a thing I could do. But I think I could probably do teenagers or college students. I think I could probably do that because really a college student is just a teenager who's old enough to
Basically.
drink. So not that big of a change, really. I need this needle, so I'm moving a project that I know I'm not going to go back to for several months onto A spare set of sewing needles. Do I have a hair elastic here? No? Okay, cool. We'll do it another way. And then I'm
10,
going to tuck it away until I pick it up in the fall.
11,
Again, there's no pattern for it yet, Asa. Don't ask. Don't ask. I don't have anything for you. What I have is an idea and a thought, and it's like a quarter out of my brain into some sort of thing. What I should start doing is just make things and take pictures and go, there's your pattern, Asa. Stop asking.
12. I don't think a picture of a thing counts as a pattern.
It sure doesn't. But I did claim me back that set of 4mm needles that I wanted to get this round. And I want to wind a skein of yarn because I've got that Halloween cardigan that I need to get on the needles now that I've charted out all the color work. I need to have myself a gauzy swatch. I need a gauzy swatch. And my gauzy swatch will then let me do the math for it.
Is it French?
Yes.
Your gaji swatch?
Yeah, it's a pretentious swatch. Not accurate at all. Hey, chocolate chips.
Asa says, I would never ask you before you were ready.
Of course you wouldn't.
There's like 5 periods after that, by the way.
Yeah, I thought there might be.
Uh-huh. Stop trying to do double crochets. These are single crochets.
Look,
Stop.
semi-sweet chocolate chips. The big bag. I'm not running out. So I finally figured out how to make bread in a Dutch oven.
Knots.
Where I would like
It's just gonna have a knot, and that's fine.
actually share the bread. And I ate the whole loaf.
Oh dear. I guess it was good.
Well, the first few ones were very dense. They weren't fluffy. So I was overproofing or over kneading. Like I hadn't quite fine-tuned prep to proofing time, which is, a thing that happens that you need to watch out for. So yesterday's loaf finally turned out good, which makes me happy, but at the same time, that fluffy loaf went in my face. Now I am out of jam. Because of course I'm out of jam. I have peanut butter nose. So all is
I don't
well.
think I've ever purchased jam.
Why does it just magically show up, or do you just not eat jam?
Don't really eat jam, but occasionally it gets gifted. So then I have jam, and that's like my jam fix for a year or two.
That's fair.
I don't dislike jam. I'll eat it if it's around, but I just
If you're
never
not really-
buy it because I don't really think about it.
Well, if you're not really a jam person,
It's just
why
it's
would you
like
get
really
jam?
sweet, and I don't like things that sweet usually
Not
because I'm
always.
old. I'm
Most
sad.
of the time, I make compote, because then I can control how much sugar goes in versus how much fruit. And I like that a lot better.
I think of
Or
jam as
the
being like a
homemade-
breakfast food, and it's just it's too
Jams-
sweet for a
jams.
breakfast food.
jams for everything. But I like jam on my pancakes. So
I hadn't considered that.
because it's a sweet topping on pancakes. But again, because I make the compote, and again, it's like a bag of frozen raspberries or frozen blueberries in a small saucepan with less sugar than any recipe calls for ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any new
Ever.
recipe, just like have the sugar.
To start with, you might end up going down depending on what it is. Like for wild blueberries, I tend to leave it at half the sugar requirements because I find wild blueberries are quite tart and I want a little bit of sweet in there.
Mhm.
But like raspberries, it may be a third of the sugar called for because raspberries on their own have sweetness once they're cooked out. So then I just cook it. I just cook it. Low and slow wins the race till everything's cooked and kind of mashed and kind of bubbly. And then you cool it and eat it. That's it. If you want to make it a little bit thicker, you add in some starch, some thickening starch, like tapioca or rice starch. Or even like a little bit of flour if you're good with your mixing. And then that's it. You sit it in the fridge, you let that bad boy set. And you super don't have to. And then it's a really good, tasty homemade compote, which is essentially jam without the preservatives. It's what I tend to do, but sometimes it's nice to just have it in a jar in the fridge.
Yeah, I
So that
definitely
when
get
you
that.
want pancakes, you can just make pancakes and then just slather on some sweet raspberry jam and then just eat said pancake. Just saying.
I like maple syrup and some sliced fruit or
See,
like berries or
how
something.
can you eat maple syrup and then say jam is too sweet?
Well, okay, on the rare occasions that I actually make pancakes, then I do go all out and put ridiculous sweet things on them.
Okay, that I
Um,
buy. Because otherwise, my brain's like, "Are you kidding me? Maple syrup is like 4 times sweeter than jam."
yeah, but I don't use very much of it, but it's like almost exclusively um, a pancake thing. So like you
I
buy
do
a
too
thing of
much.
maple syrup and it lasts most of the year.
I do too much vegan baking for that to be the case. They use maple syrup for a lot of stuff.
I started using a new protein powder in my oatmeal and smoothies and stuff, and it's completely unsweetened. So I've started adding maple syrup to that because it needs it. It's
Yeah,
inedible otherwise.
yeah. Oh no, like I couldn't do it on sweetened protein powder.
It's
I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Oh my god, it's June next week. I gotta start prepping things. Okay.
Liz
Ooh.
has joined us in chat. Hi, I was outside building a compost bin and identifying plants in the yard. That sounds
Oh
fun
yeah.
and productive. I've
My mom
identified
put
most of the plants in my yard as weeds.
my mom was planting her thyme and what's the other one? Oh man, I was literally talking to her this morning. Because of course I called my mommy once I went to the walk-in. Why wouldn't I? Guess what I did? Apparently she was channeling me yesterday, which guys I cannot recommend. Do not channel your inner Jocelyn. Don't do it. Don't
No,
do it. It
that's
hurts.
klutziness on the
It
order of
hurts.
go to the ER.
It hurts. Don't do it. Uh, but anyway, she was talking about how she had 2 herbs that she planted with her strawberries because apparently they work really good in conjunction with strawberries and bugs don't like them. So your strawberries stay more bug free and you can plant the 2 next to each other. It's like literally on top of each other. I know one of them was thyme, but I forget what the other one was. So she
Hmm.
was doing that, but she had to remember to put in very clearly identified labels in the very, very front so dad just didn't wander by and accidentally weed them.
Yeah. Liz
Fair.
says I made blueberry scones a couple of days ago. I adore blueberries. I bought blueberry scones the other day. They were really
Do
good.
some homemade blueberry lemon scones.
Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The ones
I
I bought
now
are
I
from
need a
like
moment.
a small local bakery farmers market type deal, so like they're effectively homemade and they're
That's
good.
fair.
They weren't lemon though. Lemon is
Oh, a lot of people forget the lemon part. Just make blueberry scones. There's nothing wrong with a good blueberry scone. A good blueberry scone's a good blueberry scone. But lemon blueberry scones are superior. It's like having lemon coffee cake. Lemon coffee cake is fine, but lemon blueberry coffee cake is better. I'm willing to go to the mat on this. Actually,
I
no,
would
what
have
I
to
was
agree.
thinking, if we're visiting during the day for 2 days, we could do some experimental cooking.
Ooh, potentially.
If you're willing to pick up supplies, I could make up 2 lunch things, like 2 lunch menus, and we could do some experimental stuff. Because I know you and I are both bad for it. So if that's just something that we do for the whole month of June and then it's done, we could take photos and I could just do the write ups later.
Hmm.
That could work, and we could try some stuff out. Potential.
We're making Asa jealous. Now I want scones. I have lemon curd in the fridge, but I'm going out for afternoon tea tomorrow.
Ooh, get yourself a scone while you're out at afternoon tea tomorrow. Because you get to go for afternoon tea. That's not a thing here. I wish it was a thing here. I'm moving to
Well,
Europe.
I mean, you can go out for afternoon whatever. It's not really tea shops.
Not really a tea thing. I'm moving to Europe. We need to find me a very good looking, pretty boy with an accent, who is moderately financially stable. That is looking for an older woman to just be the housewife would be fine. I'll even accept dog owners. So that's okay.
Oh, Liz agrees with us about lemon and blueberry scones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Has to be okay with knitted garments. And no, I don't care if he's 6'4" or 6'6". I will still make him a sweater. It's fine. I'm nearly 6 feet tall. What's an extra 6 inches at this point? Nothing.
Asa
Nothing.
says there are always fresh, warm scones for afternoon tea.
Oh, yes.
I'm a little bit jealous of this afternoon tea.
So I was talking to my sister earlier this week. I called her and I said, "What do I got to do to get cookies?" She's like, "Bake them or go to the grocery store." I'm like, with a high heat warning in my apartment with no AC other than this poor little unit that I'm sitting in front of, like it's my cocoon of happiness. Sherry's like, "Oh, well, no, you phone your sister and she makes things for you." I'm like, exactly. I should try that again, ma'am. I turned the oven on, it's to cocoon, not for desserts. She's like, "Whoa," because she found that pre-packaged donut mix and cake mix from Costco that were both corn free, which was like,
Oh, nice.
what? What? So we were talking about that because she made that for the belated birthday. But it's the cake is so fluffy, it's so fluffy that icing is not good for it. So we were like, okay, but if we they're Costco sized, so that makes like more than one cake because it's Costco sized. So she
Yeah.
still has a bunch mix. I was like, well, you could do it, do the 2 tiers, stack it, but I think this time put a jam compote in the middle and then just powder sugar coat the top. And she's like, "Oh yes," like I think that'll
Ooh.
go a lot better. So I think she's gonna do that because I requested it. And they bought the mixes for me to try because even though it says corn free, that doesn't mean there isn't corn in it. It just means it's not on the box. But I ate 3/4 of a cake and a dozen donuts and didn't react. So we're good.
I think you're good, yeah.
We're good. So I did put in a request for more donuts and cake, which Sherry said was fair because she had the cake mix. I,
Asa's
however,
telling
had the cake
you
travel pan, so.
Asa's telling you to get your ass over here. It's 8 degrees and raining.
Oh my god, I'm getting on a plane right now. Saying I'm abandoning you people. 30-degree heat. Ugh. The heat warning. Old and the vulnerable need to stay inside. That's me. What a fuck.
Man, we had a frost warning the other night.
Heat. Heat. I chose to live in a place that did an 80-degree temperature dive. Like we go from plus 40 to minus 40, and it's always been this way. I just need to acclimate myself to the idea that with the fact that we are 1 to 1.5 degrees warmer with El Nino in the next year or so, that the hellish landscape is just, if I want to leave it, I have to move north or move somewhere where the extreme weather conditions move into a realm that I am better able to tolerate.
Don't recommend down here then, because it's humid heat.
Ugh. Ugh. Hey, you're not as bad as Thailand.
No, we
Four
are not
degrees.
Thailand. We are not Southeast Asia whatsoever. It is not
Imagine the
that bad.
heat and the humidity there.
Yeah,
No,
35 overnight.
yeah. It's like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Nikki says it's still jacket or wool sweater weather here.
Trade you. Trade you.
I definitely wore my flax the other day. It was like maybe a touch warm to be walking around in the sun, but if you were sitting in the shade, it was great.
You all see what I'm sitting here in.
So pack my summer clothes is what you're saying.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I mean, bring a layering piece or two in case we cool down because it's weather, so it doesn't matter where you are. You don't know what it's going to do 5 minutes later. But probably make sure you pack your light stuff.
Yeah. Just
Do,
pack
do,
the
do.
Leonard Taylor capsule wardrobe.
That'll work. That'll work. I need to do 2 swatches. I need a swatch in stockinette. I need a swatch in color work. Start with stockinette. And then do the color work swatch. How much time do I have left in this sprint?
2.5 minutes thereabouts.
Okay. I will probably be winding yarn after we've sprint, but we've got a big break, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to find my polyfill.
Ooh,
I am
who
still here. I am just off screen.
Who stuffed the egg? Who stuffed the egg? I want my box of pretties. I want the yarns.
Where did I put my polyfill? Is the question.
I don't know.
Does anybody
Over
else
there
know?
in the corner.
Can I put it in here? Where did I put it?
I know where my polyfill is. No, that's not helpful for you.
No, it's really not helpful. Okay, wait, that's.
But I
Yarn
know
and
where
yarn.
mine is.
Yarn and yarn and.
It's yarn. More yarn.
Well, because I thought
Guessing
it was
yarn?
sitting here in the corner. Oh, you know what? I think it's in this box.
Oh,
I think
okay.
maybe I hid it in this box.
Dude, you need to finish organizing your office. You've only lived there
really
for like
do.
2 years.
Yes, here it is. Here's the polyfill. I found it.
Okay.
I need to not have this box in here for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Absolutely. Collapse it, recycle it, let it go.
Okay, put that over there.
I'm actually going to peel all the tape off the box once we do the podcast tomorrow that the Yarn Canada order came in. And I'm going to rip them up into small strips and I'm going to put them in the bottom of my planters because they decompose with newsprint in the bottom. And they're going to fill up the bottom third. Then I put soil on top. And then, because you don't need nearly as much dirt as you get planter space for most things.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're growing potatoes out of your planter. You don't need as much dirt as they give you room for. But if you put like large rocks or cardboard, newspaper prints, so you stack it up for drainage at the bottom, it actually makes for a healthier plant. And your newsprint and your cardboard decompose, right? Then you're just adding a little bit of topsoil every year. I mean, eventually you have a pot full of dirt, but it takes a couple of years.
I think he says there's always a nice breeze. I love it.
Oh, yes. Ocean breezes.
Yeah. Don't get that around here.
Out of one hell of a spectacular shade set of green on the East Coast. Like, it's just a whole world of green that is stunning.
Oh, I'm so close to being finished this egg.
The West Coast is very pretty. It's just not as pretty as the East Coast. Which is weird given that we talk about the West Coast all the time being super excellent and pretty, but the East Coast is just prettier.
Okay, I am 2 rounds from finishing this egg, so I'm just gonna finish this. I'm just gonna finish the egg, okay. And then we'll take a longer 15-minute break. So bathroom break, make more tea, all that good stuff.
I'm going to continue sorting stuff because that's where I'm at. About the ball. Now I need to find a pair of 6mm needles.
Liz says, good grief, it's around 75 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius here, and there's a pleasant breeze. Yeah, we're 23. Yeah, we're 23 Celsius, and
you can go
slight breeze
in there.
Okay, what am I doing? I'm doing.
Nobody knows.
I'm doing a single crochet.
We're at the end of May.
Yeah.
Is this May's colorway?
I don't know.
It is May's colorway.
Oh, come on. Single crochet together.
Excellent. That means I can put this here to talk about tomorrow.
Stuff the egg. Okay. Get the stuffing in there.
Whoosh.
Single crochet.
Did you watch episode 1 of that Cabela on Thursday?
Oh, yes. I'm halfway through.
Okay, so you're not quite finished yet?
No.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like steampunky-ish, but like creepy and.
Oh yeah, it's got all the right vibes. All the right vibes. I'm very.
And they're doing it in costume, which I love.
Oh yes. And Robbie's back at the table.
Yes, I enjoy him.
Can't go wrong with Robbie. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. Don't get me wrong, I'm a historian. Well, not, but you know what I mean. Not like a short-term sense, like in a long-term sense. Like I wish Robbie was a permanent player at the table. I know
Mm.
he's not, and I know why he's not, but you always sort of wish it was some players and some NPC players and some guest players. You're like, you're great, but I'm really glad you're not permanent. Like I love the character that you play and I love what you come in, but what I love the best is that you're in and out.
Because they might be a little too much if they were around all the time.
Yeah, it'd be too much. And I don't want
Jessica
them to be
says, I
less.
love that first episode. All the players are fun.
Oh, I know, it's so good. I'm really excited.
I also really like, I can't remember her name, but she was playing Fira Rai.
Yeah. She's the oh, I don't remember her
Yeah,
name either. But she likes to say hold for talent when she's looking up something.
I really like her as well.
She's another one that's really she plays really intense characters. You just buy into the intensity right away. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I found my wood woes. Which is perfect because I needed to put the wood woes back on a 4 millimeter. Now
Okay,
that I found
last
a four
row.
millimeter.
Jessica says, yeah, Dorian in campaign 3 made the party more balanced.
He did, yeah. So it wasn't just horrible by himself being a good guy.
I do hope Dorian makes another appearance.
Oh, I hope Ord and him get together. Oh, shipped it
Also,
so hard.
that. Oh,
But let's be honest. I am hardcore shipping Laudna and Ashton. I want that couple's art. I want that couple's art of her crafting at the table and looking up at Orem, and he's just like leaning on his glass. Is it glass? Is this glass warhammer? Just leaning on, just looking at her in bemusement while she makes him something. Like just, I want that couple's art so bad, so bad.
Jessica says,
They
I'm
would.
still catching up on campaign 3, episode 36 right now. Okay, so we shouldn't
That's
do
fair.
spoilers.
Well, no, we can talk about characters we want to ship together. That's not a spoiler. that's fandom desires, is what that is. It just it's in some of his reactions sometimes when it comes to Laudna. Like it's just some choices that that are being made for Ashton. And like these guys, like they're good. They're good for a reason. Like they do what they think is right for the character, and they don't always do what is right strategically for mechanical purposes, which I think is what I think. Like, they work really hard not to metagame. It's why we enjoy watching them. It's because they work really hard to not pull in outside information and just function on what the character would know, which
Mm-hmm.
is so hard. It's so hard,
It is.
so hard, so hard. But I've seen some of the flavor fluff choices that Ashton's been making, and I'm like, does he like Laudna? Like maybe he's not consciously aware that he likes Laudna yet, but maybe we're like sort of setting it up so like it could be a thing. Doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be a thing, but I want it to be a thing because Laudna's just she's such a peach. She's just she's sunshine and rainbows. She
In a very
deserves to be
creepy
happy
package.
in a ring girl package sort of way. But and I hate her familiar, but
I like pate in small doses.
I like Pate if he's not talking. Uh, that. But she's just she's so innocent and so bubbly and so unique, and I'm just like, does Ashton have a protective streak? Because I mean, like, he's really protective of FCG. So like,
There. Egg.
could he maybe be ooh egg? Could he be developing a protective streak over Laudna? Like, could it be a romantic thing? I think that'd be really good.
Hat.
Will it stay on your
Whoop,
head?
bad hat.
Nope.
Nope. Bad hat. But egg.
Now, don't get me wrong. Also, be okay with Ferd and Ashton because I believe that would be the chaos duo the world deserves. But it doesn't feel quite as right.
No.
But like
I should start this timer
Fern,
for the long break. Okay, here we
but
go.
like
Long break. Oh,
Fern
10
and
minutes.
Laudna, Fern and Laudna would be amazeballs. Fern and Laudna, yeah.
Fern and anyone, really.
That's just because Fern is a delight, and we all want to see her just be happy, making weird
I feel like
statues
she
and
would
stealing
just
things.
go for anybody that expressed an
She's so
interest. Because she's
she's
just
just
like,
she likes the people. She doesn't really
yeah,
care what your outsides look like. She likes your insides. And I'm like, yes, that's the way to judge people. I like you because of your insides. Yeah, inside liking. Also, your tatting hook is very oddly shaped from my perspective, but I'm looking at it through in the bot in the clear plastic. Clear plastic. It's very warped, so I really need you to come visit because I need to understand what it actually looks like.
in a week.
I can wait.
Also says my egg looks like a large egg from Stardew Valley.
It in
It
fact
does
does look
kind of.
like a large egg from Stardew Valley. Find them in the chicken coop.
Ba, ba, ba.
So we're very excited with this
Sometimes
Pokemon eggs.
spoilers. Jessica agrees Laudna's the best.
Lana is just adorable, which is a big thing for me to say because I am not a fan of Marisha Ray's approach to D&D play style. It is not a play style that I am fond of. Like, it's the one I struggle with the most when I sit at the gaming table. It rubs me pretty poorly very quickly. Like, I don't have a lot of tolerance for it, and I understand that it's a me thing, and I love Lana. But just up till now, I have not been a fan of her Marisha Ray's character choices for her other characters. And I started watching in campaign one, guys. If I could drop kick Keyleth out of the campaign, I would. I absolutely abhor the creature. I do not like her. I don't like her as a character. I don't like choices made for her. I don't like how she's played. Can't handle it. She's
You
better
have
in the cartoon.
opinions.
I have opinions. She's better in the cartoon. Rough. When you watch the campaign, it's rough. Can't. Can't.
Tracy says, have to go, have fun.
Bye.
Oh, and Rachel just put up a photo of her Deco sweater. Okay, hang on.
Just gotta go
I'm
check.
consulting. I'm consulting.
Consulting. So, but everybody's that way. Everybody's gonna have a character or a player that they're just like, your style or that character is not for me. It's not a thing I enjoy. That's fine. There's a lot of people out there that aren't fans of Percy. I don't understand why, but you don't have to like him. I love Percy. I think Percy's a freaking delight.
Looks so good. Okay, I've got something in my eye, so I'm
Okay.
gonna go scrub my face or something
Sure.
because my eye will not stop watering. We have about 6.5 minutes left in our break, so everybody hydrate, get snacks, and we'll be back for our next whip sprint. And oh my god, I literally can't even read the chat right now. My eyes are watering so bad. I will be back.
Okay. Go deal with your eyeballs. What even is this? I have scrap fabric attached to my chair. Why? I don't know, but here it is. Oh, it's a waistband. I should sew that, finish that up, shouldn't I? Guys! Yes. My character's in the Feywild, and she's a desert person. She's not comfortable around plants. Should be good. Should be good. Suppose there's so much mess behind me, and I don't want to deal with any of it. Random skeins of yarn, half assorted projects. I should be finishing up things so I can start getting stash dash yardages. I'm working on that coffee table cover. I've actually got a couple of squares in here that I gotta like the coffee table cover. And now that it's as wide as it would need to be for the coffee table, I have laid it out on top of my quilt because it is so lightweight and so drapey and squishy. I'm like, I kind of want to make it into a blanket for my bed, which means committing more yarn to the project. Not not really a problem. I have more white yarn to use as a border color. I certainly have more Karen cotton cakes. I got 4 more Karen cotton cakes in one color, and I got a bag somewhere of Karen cotton cake scraps that I can make into granny squares too. So like I could easily transition it into a like a bedspread cover, and I already have enough squares that I'm over halfway there anyway. Kind of tempted. I might need to go buy more white yarn, but I'm not sure that that's gonna really stop me. Now, connecting the squares is boring, but I knew connecting the squares was going to be boring. Making the squares is kind of boring. It's just a basic granny square at this point for me. But I think it'd be a really cute summer blankie. Might have to. I might have to. Why am I committing to more work? Where's Diana to stop me? No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Ooh, Diana's gone. I don't know if she's in hearing range or not. Ah. So I checked, and she's doing, I think it's like 20 stitches over 4 inches, 22 stitches over. Her Stango sweater is on a 3.5 millimeter hook to get gauge on DK. I think we're rocking the same gauge as the Nightshade Society sweater, and I'm getting gauge on a 4 millimeter, 4 millimeter on fingering. Yes, I should finish some of my own designs. I did order, you guys will find out next week, but we ordered a skein of yarn because I finished the Midnight Breeze shawl, and I have the photos, and I want to release the pattern. What's waiting on is photos. The only real thing left, and doing some small edits in the pattern just to clean it up. And I'm looking at it, and I took I took a lot of photos, and I didn't like it, and I couldn't figure out why I didn't like it. And I kept looking at the photos, kept taking additional photos. I don't like it because it doesn't have tassels. It needs tassels. So now that I have the yarn to make the tassels, once I talk about the yarn tomorrow in the podcast, I can make the tassels. So I should have a pattern release this week, which will be great because then I have one thing officially done and off my plate, which is lovely. Then I can work on figuring out what it is that I'm not vibing with on the Endless Summer Adventures cardigan. Then I can get that out to test knitters, find test knitters, get that out to test knitters, and then I can go. But I need to make tassels, so I need to record tomorrow so I can make tassels. What? I had to fill dead airspace. I'm very good at chatting without requiring a reply.
I don't know where tassels came from. How are tassels related to the conversation at hand? I go away, we're talking about tassels.
I was running through my to-do list this week and talking about how I finished the Midnight Breeze shawl, but I hated all the photos. And then I realized why I hated the photos is because the shawl didn't have any tassels. So I had to correct that oversight. So once we podcast tomorrow and I've talked about the yarn and the acquisitions, I can then make the tassels, which means I can release the pattern next week. And then I can focus on puzzling out what it is that I don't like about the Endless Summer Adventure cardigan, and I think it's something in the templating that I'm not vibing with. So once I get that worked out and sent off to Asa, who is my tech editor, guys, I can then go find test knitters for the cardigan. Then I can get that out to test knitters and get that published as well.
Ooh, if the Stego sweater's going well, I could actually test knit on a reasonable timeline for you for a change.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Would be, and I think you're gonna want an Endless Summer Adventure cardigan anyway.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I would super appreciate it because I had to do the first round with additional length because I'm taller. Then I had to write the pattern to adjust so that it was like a regular human size length. with all the instructions written out if you wanted to make it longer, noting that I haven't knit it shorter, so I don't it works shorter because I knit it longer because I need it longer. So I'm like, baloney butts.
Right.
And I definitely did it bottom up, and it's definitely garter, and it's definitely worked flat because it's cardigan. But it doesn't matter, there's still no purling. And I definitely wrote in a lot of modification stuff, so you could do it as per the standard sizing if you don't want to just do two measurements. You can do it custom size. Oh, sorry, three measurements to do it custom sized.
Ding, says the timer.
So, which is a lot to put into a cardigan pattern, but I really want them to be as flexible as possible. And I like bottom up for drop sleeves. I like bottom up for drop sleeves.
I have no particular preference.
It's just because it's drop sleeves. And I'm at the point where I have to decide if I want to have additional details on the sleeves or not. I don't know yet. So right now I've got sleeves sitting that aren't finished because I don't know how I want to finish them off yet. So here's where I'm at. This is my life. And I did elbow length sleeves for myself, but I wrote out pattern for full length sleeves if you want to do full length sleeves. So I'm saying elbow length sleeves because everybody likes elbow length sleeves. So I did that as well too. I have been busy. I have also spent days curled up on the couch listening to romance novels and attaching granny squares. Some days that's what I want to do. And let's be honest, I'm losing at least one day next week to shoot his butt and teeth. It is teeth. It's Teeth. Teeth.
Oh, I know. Orcs.
Orcs.
Are we all caught up on chat?
I can't read chat, so
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
Francine was saying that powdered sugar has a lot of cornstarch, unless you found something.
Beet. Yeah.
Oh.
You can get. It was originally made from beets. Now it's a specialty artisanal thing, which we secure because.
Yeah.
So yes, no, I don't. I can't buy ye old. I can't buy ye old basic icing sugar off the shelf. I have to buy the artisanal icing sugar made the correct way, the traditional way, which is made from beet sugar.
And it still comes out white?
It's icing sugar, yeah, still white.
Just because beets are also used for dyes, so how do you get white sugar out of a red dye?
I have no idea.
What magic is this?
Beet icing sugar looks the same as regular icing sugar. Still heavily processed. So, okay. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't. I buy very expensive beet icing sugar. Like, what is it, like $2 or $3 to buy like a kilogram for everybody? Like huge bags of it. I pay like $6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay more.
But it's worth it to not be in pain, so.
It is worth it not to be in pain, so it's fine. It also means that when I mean a light dusting, I mean it's an artisanal light dusting, and I don't do it for everything because that would be silly. I also tend to go with things like anytime you could do like glazes and stuff rather than icing sugar sort of, so you can reduce how much you're using to get a pretty covertop. But my sister and I are accustomed to accommodating for my corn allergies, so like both of our kitchens are set up to do that. So you'll walk into most kitchens and people will look at you funny if you ask for something that isn't cornstarch, but we have all the starches.
We need to have all the starches
because, well, Sherry has corn and I don't have cornstarch, but you need the starches. Like rice starch is different from tapioca starch, which is different from potato starches. They all function as a starch, but they all work best in different situations. Like a potato starch is amazing for crisping your tofu.
Yes. Oh, Crafty Chemist says the beet sugar thing, it works because dye molecules are different from sugar molecules. See? Which is a lovely chemistry reason.
I just don't know how it's processed. All I know is I need the one that says made from beets.
It's fine.
That's the one.
Jessica was saying that my partner is one of those Percy fans. Haha, I think For her, it's the aesthetics.
That's fair. I liked his story arc. Like he was trying to make a character that just fell off the rocker and then had a tragic ending, and the party wouldn't let him. So you had to watch Taliesin go, he survived. Quick, put down railroad tracks because now he needs another story. He needs another story arc. He wasn't supposed to survive this one.
I never got
That's the
very far
bottom
into
of
campaign
Percy.
one. I think I got to like episode 20 or something.
That's fair. Which it's just I thoroughly enjoyed about Percy. It's just and you just see the panic in his eyes where he's like, I'm not going to die a tragic death. Okay, gotta start plotting because I need long term goals. And it came out very coherently. Like he did a really good redemption arc, which he admits in the wrap up that that was not the plan for Percy. Percy wasn't supposed to have a redemption arc. He's like, yep, I had to come up with one real quick.
Nice.
I'm like, which is legit how that would have worked. He would have made it through just to the other side of his redemption arc and then gone, well, geez, WTF now? Like, what am I supposed to do now? I don't what. Which I adored. But like I also loved Caleb's redemption arc as well too, like where he's not good because of any internal mechanisms. He's good because he has watched and been influenced by external influences. So like his first instinct isn't necessarily the best choice for him or the people around him, and you sort of watch him throughout the campaign learn to think the thoughts and stop and weigh his instinct versus what he knows the people he cares about would choose to do, and then using that to choose a different path. Like I like when you see that growth in a character. I hate characters that don't grow. I hate characters that don't learn. I hate characters that are just two-dimensional and flat. Like we all grow with the experiences around us. We are not now today what we were yesterday, because yesterday influenced today and it's changed what we are. And like a good fictional character grows within the experience of the world that they're in. A bad one does not.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you get a long running thing of books and it's always the same freaking thing. His character never learns. So I don't like it.
Jessica agrees with you 100% on character growth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge thing. Like you watch Caduceus grow, you watch Caleb grow,
It's
you
hard to
watch
do though.
it
Like the
is you
skills,
watch
the roleplay skills
Ford,
required to do that.
like Ford's choices, like that was a risk.
I should start our
He
next timer, hey?
walked Yeah, he walked
Okay,
away
I'm
from
gonna
his
start it.
deity.
3, 2, 1,
Yeah,
go.
go for it. I'm gonna blow my nose and then I'm gonna start taking my windows off the spare needle it was living on and put it back on a 4 millimeter. Um, Ford was a warlock. Ford rejected his patron in the middle of a dangerous space.
Yeah, I fully expected him
He
to
lost
die.
his magic. He lost his magic. Like that was a heck of a risk to take. And just so much props to Travis for doing that, because like it was the right choice for the character. Mechanically speaking, it was a poor choice.
But roleplay wise, it was amazing and perfect.
Story wise, character wise, beautiful, beautiful choice. And it set him up to become a paladin of the Wild Mother, which is amazing. And he was great that he, got his magic back, but he had no idea. He Bohr didn't know what was going to happen. Travis didn't know what was going to happen. I'm not sure Matt knew what was going to happen. And they just sort of winged it. But they
Matt must have had some idea.
Did it organically. I'm not sure Matt thought he would give up the sword, because I don't know how much shock and awe was in the shock and awe when it got pitched and he said, I don't need you, you need me, and he chose to sever that link. Like he does the scene and then like Travis is like, what did I just do? And Matt's like, what did you just do? Like they're looking at each other like, okay, what now?
I'm so excited for that scene in the Mighty Nine
Did
cartoon. Oh, that's gonna be epic.
did not expect that to happen. So am I, because it's a freaking gorgeous, gorgeous growth scene. So I hope it, and it's a pivotal moment for Ford. So I hope they keep it.
Well, they have to. They
They
can't
don't have
not.
to. They don't have to. They
Well,
don't have
I
to.
mean, they don't have to do anything, but like story wise, what would you do instead? It would
They could do
completely
it as a
change everything.
flashback. They could do it as a memory. They could do it as a side note. Like there's any number of things that they could do to diminish and reduce it down because it is truncated as all get out, guys.
Well, yeah. Well, Liz says, gotta go. Catch you later. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. You bet. Have fun. I'm gonna transfer stitches now. So and they did that. They've done it a lot in campaign one. Like they've truncated a lot, and they've made some serious timing changes to things that I'm not necessarily excited about. Like I don't like, but I
As someone
understand
who doesn't
format
know
changes.
the arc that they're doing, it seems
The
nice and
arcs,
coherent to me.
the arc still works fine, but because I have all the insider stuff, like yeah, we got the tree in Whitestone. That was important. That was important. Uh, we don't get all of Scanlan's songs. You just don't.
Well, I imagine some of Scanlan's songs might be sort of copyright infringement,
Oh, a massive amount of them are. A
so that
massive amount.
you kind of
Can't do it.
can't.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. They've changed the pacing for some of the stuff, which is fine. They've got some stuff set up that works great. They didn't do a scene in the Feywild that I was so hoping that they would do, but they did not do it. I can't blame them, but I still kind of wanted it.
What scene?
So on the way to get the bow,
Mm-hmm.
through the Feywild, they have Artagan.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get over a series of fast-moving small rivers. They did this
I
episode
remember
live.
you played me this clip, and it took them
They
like
did,
20 minutes of failing.
yeah, because the druid couldn't control water. Who fell in the water? Percy fell in the water. So they go to go over the first stream, and it's the Feywild. So, like, as a person, the Feywild is dangerous. It is not for humans, and the grass will kill you. Be really careful. It is highly magical, and it does not care what you are. If you are not strong enough to stand to it, it will eat you.
Mm-hmm.
So here they go, and they've already should have learned this lesson. They already should have learned this lesson at this point to get here to the rivers. They've already had to deal with werewolves and pixies, which nearly killed them. Like they've already had to deal with some stuff. Okay, just have to get over the rivers. Cool. Vax has wings. Vex has a broom. How she gets the broom, totally different in the story than in the stream, and I prefer the way she does it in the stream because it involves a guest character, and he is delightful. You guys never get to meet Gerd Blamstead. Tragedy. What I loved about the river is Percy fails to cross the river on his jump. So he doesn't make it from bank to bank. That's fine. Guys, Grant nailed it. He picked up one gnome in one arm, one gnome in the other arm, and then like WWE oofed it over this river and just like nailed the landing totally fine. Made a roll. Just whatever. Yeah, no. With flair. Jumps over. This is the thing. Percy misses, his foot lands in the water. It's the Feywild. I already told you it's going to eat you alive.
Mm-hmm.
The water grabs Percy, yanks him into the water. So Percy's now traveling downstream in a magical water stream, and he can't. Yeah, he gets a huh, and he's in the water. So he'll be drowning first turn because it's not like he got a chance to suck in oxygen. He made the excited, surprised gasp, and under he went. Grog takes out his jug of everlasting, gives you beer, mayonnaise, water. It gives you, an everlasting that for that day. You have to decide what it is each day that you get. And he turns it up over beside his head and wears it like those helmets from old timers. And goes into the water after Percy.
Okay.
And the gnome, Ashley Johnson, who plays the war cleric, braces herself on the edge of the river and uses the chain of returning Grog has on his axe. I think it was a chain of returning or a rope, and hauls them back out of the river. So you have a gnome hauling a orc, half orc barbarian who's fetched the human out of the water while wearing a helmet on his head, which is a clay jug. You don't get that scene. You don't get Artagan being pitched over the rivers with a magic hand. Small fake creature, so Scanlan just picks him up and pitches him over the other rivers with Scanlan's hand. You don't get the a bad voicing character as he goes over everybody. And the twins are a couple rivers ahead, so they watch him go over, land, and then extend his hand up out of the grass and give them the middle finger. Like you just, there's just, there's so, it just don't yet because it's not a long format storytelling session. Like you just don't get, you don't get to meet the candlestick maker Gurnblandstead, which is how we get the broom. It's not from the magic shop. We get the broom from NPC because Laura Bailey stole the broom. Yep, of course she did. Of course she did. Yep, of course she did. You know, and just, and it's because it's a truncated version. It's the same way with books. Like it's never a problem if you have to truncate for format, and for television format, you have to truncate really hard. You just have to. You just have to. So it's fine. I don't like that they've not delayed, muddied Vex's love confession to Keyleth. Note again, I don't like Keyleth. I'm not a fan. I like how it happened in the stream, and I can understand the arguments as to why they've made some changes for it. But that doesn't mean I agree with the changes that were made for it. So, initially, well, it's a little out of context because Vax confesses later, but they're in the professor's house, and they do the fight scene with the professor. You know, the guy with the silver tongue, creepy.
Something like that.
Grog gets taken over. At the end of that fight scene, when we've reunited with Percy's sister, while Percy is picking up arrow shafts off the ground because Vex definitely let loose with a lot of arrows, Vax confesses that he has feelings for Keyleth and kisses her. In the stream, they cut to break after Liam has done that with his character, so everybody's freaking out. The whole table's just having a moment. They go to break and they come back, and they sit down. And Marisha's looking at her sheet. She's like, in a panic, Keyleth would just dump a cure wounds on like 3rd level into him. Which is totally a response I can see the character making. I still don't have to like the character. So he was bleeding. He has been cured. He has confessed his love. She doesn't know what to do with any of this information. And he turns around after doing it because that was his thing. That was his moment. He turns around and Percy starts whacking him with this switch he's made out of the arrow sticks from his sister's bow. To lecture him on going into rooms first, because this is not the first time Vax is trying to get his butt killed by sneaking into a room first. It's not even the first time he tried it on the television show. Certainly not the first time he's tried it on the stream. So you don't really get that level of romance with just the confession without the kiss implied. I know that they decided not to do that because they felt it took away from a sense of agency from Keyleth, because she never gave permissions for it. And my brain went, okay, I can understand the loss of agency, because that's the thing. Like, permissions are a thing. Mm-hmm. If we're waiting for Keyleth to give permission, he's never getting any. He's gonna die at the end of the television show. Spoilers. It's 6 years old. If you don't know this already, I don't know what to do for you. And if we're waiting on Keyleth, he's never getting any, because she never changes, she never grows up, and she never develops. She is always exactly what she was.
Hmm.
which then steals Vax's ability to do any growth as a character in that development part because he's got no way to, I don't want to say force that change, but make her aware that this is a thing because she's refusing to look at it entirely. So she isn't capable of giving consent because she's too afraid to give consent. Not because she doesn't want to, but she is not an initiator. Nothing in the character structure has based her as someone who initiates that sort of contact. That would be like you, if you were the partner that is incredibly uncomfortable initiating any sort of personal intimacies, being solely reliable for it. Would it happen?
Yeah. No.
It wouldn't happen. You'd sit there in awkward silence and nothing would occur because one of the two of the partners has to take the initiative. And if one partner is not comfortable but the other partner is, it's fine. Now, should he have been schmooked and told about consent afterwards? Absolutely. That would have been great. Like I would have loved to have seen Keyleth take her moment, do this, get the confession, be kissed, look at him, and then have her moment to freak out. He's like, that makes more sense.
Okay.
And then to like go, okay, like if this is like I need time and you need to wait, like you can't do that again. I have to be the one who does it first the next time. That's fair. And that fits in with her character profile, and it still allows Vax to initiate something that we both know Keyleth won't do. And he knows Keyleth won't do. So it's all muddied up. It's all muddied up with agency and consent. Because it's a big part of things. At some point, one of the two of them has to take the risk. And if they have Keyleth taking the risk, they've altered fundamental character points for her, which I don't like. Because again, I get mad when you fundamentally alter a character. You've had a chance, and you've had years to get this character to grow. And if she's not growing anywhere else, and she does this one thing, it's a huge note of discord. It doesn't fit. It would be like FCG respecting people's privacy and their desire not to go back and look at their past.
Yeah, FCG's just kind of in there.
Yeah. It would be like him going, cool, you don't want to talk about it? No problem. And moving on. Like, what? Huge variation from. And then again, it delays the shipping of characters and the developing of romances and stuff, which irritates me because that's the sort of stuff I get into. I did enjoy their high trip when they're in the Feywild. They get baked out of their brains. That was delightful. Never happened in the stream, but delightful to watch on the show. Super good. Said just different things, and I don't mind if you truncate for reasons. It just means we can't for sure be guaranteed all of the pivotal moments.
Yeah, fair.
It's also why I keep tuning back in to watch the seasons because I want to see what pivotal moments make it.
Oh, sorry, I'm awake.
I got distracted talking about Critical Role and I stopped working on my project.
This is now the Opinions About Critical Role podcast.
Don't even tempt me or I will make you do that with me. I will make you do that with me. You are not prepared for that much Critical Role all the time.
I don't think I have enough opinions for that.
Oh, I have opinions for days. Opinions for days.
Yeah, I have very few opinions. I just enjoy
Our
it.
group's currently deciding if we want to move over to D&D 1 when it comes, or stay with 5th edition. We are unsure.
What are the differences with one? Wait. How does
Yeah,
one
they're
come after
calling.
5th edition?
Well, it's a total revamp.
Ah.
The current debate is on the changes and stuff that have been made and the things that we like and the things that we don't like. So I think like we're gonna have to do some sitting down and do some more house ruling to make it more palatable to us. our oldest gamer at the table has been playing since the original.
Ooh.
Or yeah, original or second edition. Like he's in his 40s. He's been playing that long. Most of the rest of us have been playing from third edition onwards, or are so new. It's a thing. So like we all have opinions on what we like and what we don't like about each of the edition updates, and the arguments, the arguments abound on changes, on class definitions, on spells, on bonuses, perks, feats, the whole 9 yards. And we all have different sticking points because we're all different people. I have a huge problem with getting rid of racial bonuses and negativities. So your pluses and your minuses to your race category. If I have some serious problems with that I have ad nauseum talked to Mr. B about. It took a while for him to understand where it was coming from, but it makes sense in his head. Now, I just had to figure out how to articulate my argument so he understood where it was coming from.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Susanna says, still at work, but finished month end for April 2023. Now I'm knitting Baby Blanket, make a long story short blanket, which is a free pattern on Ravelry.
Sweet. I'm currently transferring stitches from a 2.25mm needle to a 4mm needle.
Oh no, I made a mistake. I have to go back.
So I can knit.
And Jessica says, all I did was search on YouTube for WIP Sprints Live to join. It's my first time doing that, and I ended up talking about one of my current obsessions while doing crochet. Perfect Saturday afternoon. Glad we can accommodate with Critical Role opinions.
I talked at Diana about Critical Role enough that she's joined the critter community. I will slowly convert the world. She, in fact, now has more critical merch than I do.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a sucker for the Critical Role merch.
Yeah, they got some good merch.
The sweatpants and the sweater and the jacket and the other jacket and a bumper
want,
sticker and
I want a Caduceus Clay sweater, and I really want the Ashton uh leggings just so that I can have "just don't" written above my butt. Just don't. Nobody will ever see it, and I don't care. It'll be for me. Not all of the merch really catches my eye, but occasionally, like, I've never gotten them, but I've always wanted the first set of Christmas tree decals that came out, like the Christmas tree ornaments you could hang.
yeah.
Not the second version, but the first ones. I always wanted those. I've got pins. I've got a man. What was Caleb's cat's name? Frumpkin. We both have Frumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
I got Frumpkin and pins. I got socks. I don't have the ankle socks, but I have like the tall socks. She bought me the tall socks. That was really cool. I need to get the ankle socks.
They have really good stuff, and I was so certain that like the clothing anyway, 'cause so often clothing merch is just like some kind of cheap crap with the logo slapped on it, but
Not their stuff.
not their stuff. They put effort into it. It's actually decent.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. So like it's actually worth the amount they're charging for it, which is nice. And the Caduceus sweater is like my favorite sweater.
Wear it all the time.
I wear it a lot.
Such a good sweater.
I need to depill it, actually. I've worn it so much.
Ooh, my. That's a thing.
Oh, doing it wrong again. This is what I get for trying to have a conversation while doing color work.
I think I'd like to get their zippered "How do you want to do this" hoodie. It says "How do you want to do this" on the back of the hoodie. I don't even know if they have that anymore still, or if they've let that one go. Just yeah. It's a super old product.
I think they redo the old stuff periodically.
Hello. So good.
Oh, Jessica got the Witchy Trio shirt, and it's one of my favorites now.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do some
come
good,
on,
they
my
do
color.
some really cute stuff. They did a Vaxeldan hoodie. It was like a gray hoodie, but it was a open faced cardigan, and it had like the thumb holes, the really deep hood.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
that I would have owned. They've
I
done some good stuff.
kind of
What am
wanted
I
it, and
doing?
I don't even really
Mhm.
know the character all that well.
I adore Vaxeldan. I just, yeah, I hate who he chose as a partner. Did not ship that together, but definitely, definitely love that. And Vex. Even though Vex marries Percy and I feel betrayed about that, that has more to do with the fact that I love Percy's character in art and a cartoon anime character that I tend to find attractive. I understand he's not real. That's fine.
We have 2 minutes left
Dude,
in the sprint.
I am currently setting up my sweater so that I can work on it tonight. So that's fine because that's what I wanted to do this sprint,
I'll
which
show off my
involves
pretty, pretty color work after.
tucking in my sleeves into my sweater and then stitch marker clipping closed the neckline so that I can knit the sweater without having the sleeves in the way. But let's be honest. In real life, I would not be attracted to a guy like Loxus from Fairy Tale. In the anime, yes, please, more. Whew.
Well, there's a difference between the fantasy thing and the like actually reality long term not driving me nuts thing. There's a big
Huge
difference.
difference. There's a big difference.
But
Oh,
in small doses, different things are fun.
in books where it's not gonna be a problem, uh, and is a thing that could be real. You need to read the Innkeeper series by Alona Andrews.
Okay.
Super. Yes.
It's the
Fresh
Innkeeper
take.
series.
It's about innkeepers. No, uh, I know. I know. Put my cheek away. Real answers, Jocelyn. It is about a one innkeeper, and she has taken over a magical bed and breakfast where how to explain the innkeeper series. So aliens can come to Earth, but they're not allowed to expose themselves to humanity because of a treaty. And the Earth is protected because it is a 12-point way station and there's no other known ones in the universe. So, like, it's a super mega huge hub to different universal points. But to keep Earth from being conquered, a treaty was worked out so that when everybody comes to visit Earth to stop and stay, they would stay at inns designed for them. So the inns themselves are magical and the innkeepers are magical. Insofar as magic is simply technology we don't understand. So some of the tech is explained and some of the tech is magic. And in this specific case, the innkeeper goes, okay, listen, if we gave a cell phone to a caveman, it's magic. So just because I don't understand how the inn works doesn't mean it isn't tech. It just means it's tech I don't grasp. I can use it because we could teach a caveman to use the phone, but I won't understand how. Like he wouldn't understand how the phone's put together. I feel like most of us don't understand how phones are put together. So like it's a true
Fair.
statement for all of us. But we can still use phones. So her and the inn have a symbiotic relationship. And on the grounds of the inn, she is the master of the domain. So she has enough juice essentially in her system to stand up to more advanced technological races. And they've made vampires and werewolves alien
Okay.
and given them backstories. And they have other humanoid like civilizations. They've got galactic empires, and like it's a bed and breakfast. Like her primary permanent residence is a royal seeking sanctuary because she was so known for her not kind ways that she had to find somewhere to hide. And the inns grant sanctuary, and she received the gift of sanctuary, but she can never leave the inn because she has bounties on her head, like lots of bounties on her head.
This sounds like a fascinating sci-fi fantasy mashup.
It is delightful. There's evil killing trees. She
I'm gonna
falls in
start a
love
short
with,
break, by the way.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She falls in love with one of the characters she interacts with, but when they first meet, not so much. And the whole reason she got into innkeeping was because she was raised by innkeepers, and that was never going to be what she did with her life. But her parents disappeared, so she hopped the universe for a couple of years. Which innkeepers' kids go one of three ways: they either become like a member of the "we're here to protect innkeepers" group, we're gonna go out in the universe and marry somebody else and never come back to Earth group, or an innkeeper, they become innkeepers, or they choose to abandon everything and have a normal life because they're out, they're done. Not very often, but it can happen. She was gonna go with the that's it, I'm done, I'm out. Then her parents disappeared. So she did the hopping of the universe. Her sister got married to a vampire. Her brother's gone off missing because he's still hunting, and she's decided, okay, if my inn is popular enough, it's literally like a 5-star rating. Full on. There's a council of innkeepers, and they rank you. And the higher your ranks, the more popular you are. Literally like a bed and breakfast. So,
Okay, so like travel advisor for inns.
for inns, yeah. Uh, Everybody who comes in will see the picture portrait of her parents, and she's looking for information on her parents that way. So, just it's so cute, and they're not long stories. I think like the third or fourth or fifth book's like 10 hours to listen to. The rest of them are like 3 or 4. Like they're short, cute little stories, but they're just delightful. They're just delightful.
Hmm.
She has to collect a chef at some point, and it's a humanoid creature with quills. That's what he sort of looks like. And he's like full on Shakespearean level dramatic.
Amazing.
It's just so good. It's just it's that heartwarming fantasy sci-fi with a little bit of romance in there. Just, yes, yes, it's a very cute series. I super recommend. All
I've
right,
been reading A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, or listening to, I guess. And
I gotta listen to that.
it's a 14-year-old girl with magic powers, but it only works on bread, and her familiar is a sourdough starter, and like she's got a little gingerbread cookie.
It's gonna be so cute. It has to be so cute.
It is, but it's also like vaguely serious, and like I'm only about halfway through and I'm really enjoying it. Like it's well done.
Excellent. I
At one
have
point, an escape is made by floating on slices of day old bread.
really like
Yeah,
escape artist escape.
yeah. So they do like the roller skates down the canal on floating pieces of bread. And
Yes.
I love the way the magic is described, because it's just like they describe it like she's whispering to the bread about what it wants to do. It's like, you want to be very, very stale. You hate water. You absolutely will not get wet. You're going to float and you're going to hate the water. And then it does, because magic.
It's magic. Oh yeah, that's the power of suggestion in a whole new light. Okay.
Or I feel like, and she works in a bakery, right? So she was like,
Makes
she
sense.
puts stuff in the oven, like, don't burn. You are
Yeah.
absolutely not
Absolutely
going to
not going to
burn.
burn. Uh, I've stitchy clippered my sleeves into the body of my sweater, and I put it back on 4 millimeters. So the wood rose is ready to get some work done on it tonight while I'm at D&D.
Nice. I have footy prints.
Buddy print.
I have footy prints.
Oh, so
I'm just a
good.
few rows shy of being done the first chart, and then I get into Stegosauruses. Most of my dinosaur stitch markers are still on the Fossil Frenzy, so I pulled out my the 2 dinosaur stitch markers I still have, but also my full set of polyhedral dice stitch markers,
Ooh, yeah.
because I feel like that's also somehow appropriate
It was totally appropriate.
as a weird nerd thing. Suzanne says, I'm using Cairn Cotton Ripple Cakes in the Summer Rain colorway for the blanket.
Ooh, lovely.
This
Really,
chair
really good.
is toasty warm, is plastic.
I am currently untangling yarn.
Need more airflow in here.
Need more airflow. All right. What time is it? How are we doing?
It's 10 to 4 for me, so I guess 10 to 3 for you.
All right. So one or two more and we're done.
Short break done. Ow. Oh, crunch.
So yes, one more. Yeah, two more. Two more. Puts us at our usual like 5.
Yeah,
that works.
I think 2 more makes it 6.
I'm going to argue with this stuff later. That's what I'm going to do because I don't want to argue with it right now.
I'm going to cycle back to my socks and maybe finish those.
That's what I was thinking. Go back to my front panel.
I need a couple more rows.
I'm really close to that front panel.
So I don't know if you can see because it's just in the main color, but I have a few rows of ribbing. But I think I need a few more rows of ribbing.
A few more rows of ribbing?
Before I go adding contrasty stripes. I think that's the plan.
Sweet jumping Jehoshaphat's.
Come on. There we go. Alright. Let's start this timer. For WIP Sprint I think this is the 5th.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, because I did the sock, and then I did 2 on the egg. And then Stego Sweater is 4, so this is 5.
Yeah. Yeah, give up. Just go over there. I'll deal with you later.
I'm going to start the timer for our 5th sprint.
Yes, please.
3, 2, 1. Sprint.
Really do want to get this front panel finished.
What is going on? Oh, there we go. My yarn's around the wrong side of the sock. That's why it's weird.
I know how to knit. It's fine. Okay. We're good.
Do you, though?
We're good. No, I don't.
We've only been podcasting for 6 years, but we, kind of maybe sort of know how to knit.
Not a hot clue. Oh, I'm so excited to hang out on Tuesday and Wednesday. Oh, 2 whole days.
I don't know what we're doing for 2 days, but...
I can find stuff to fill our time. Don't you worry.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
Don't you worry. That part I can handle. No yawn. Yawning's not good. I gotta play D&D tonight.
Sorry.
The whole reason for calling my mommy when I got home. It's because I had to use my dinner money for tonight to pay for my stupid steroid topical anti-pain cream. I was upset and I called my mommy and asked if I could have lunch money. Mommy said yes. So I had been a good adult.
There's a swing dance thing going on tonight that I might go to.
Absolutely. I love swing dancing. It is so much fun. So much fun.
I learned that there's both an East Coast and a West Coast studio in town. I didn't know that.
Yeah, very different types of swing dances.
Yeah. So I learned.
You taking Chris with you? Taking Mr.
Nah.
Diana? He doesn't want to go swing dancing.
Mr. Diana doesn't really dance.
He needs to fix that.
It's okay, I can go make some dance friends. It's just the thing, when you go to a place with somebody, it's harder to make friends because you're already with somebody. But if you go by yourself, then you meet the other people that went by themselves, and then you make friends.
It's true. Only problem is people get really nervous about my cane, so they tend not to talk to me.
Well, The cane might make it a little bit difficult to dance in the dark.
Nope. I'm not the lead partner. I just have to know my moves and where I need to be at what times. It's my partner's job to lead me.
That's true.
I dance fine in the dark.
Leading is hard, I discovered. I decided I was going to be a lead.
Yeah, leading is very difficult.
The
Leading is
confidence
very
to
difficult.
initiate anything
Indeed.
is like the biggest skill after basic footwork. Just the
Yes.
confidence to initiate.
Yep. No,
It's
it's
so
a
hard.
thing. It's a thing. I struggle to not lead, but I can't anymore because of the vision, because I can't spot well enough to do it. So I have to learn to not lead.
You could just
That's
cordon off a little corner and just like nobody go in this corner.
well, once you're dancing in a specific way, when you have a good lead and you're a good follower, it's fine because you're the person who's in charge, the lead, as you will steer the follow around obstacles because
Yes.
that's part of their job. So I don't have to
I
do
am not that
that.
good. I am not good
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
but it takes time to learn
Well, yeah.
that skill. You don't just get it overnight. So it makes dancing very safe if I'm doing things like swing dancing, country dancing, waltzing, samba, tango, because there are definitive rules and steps. And you do certain rules and certain steps at certain times and certain, like, it is designed to function that way. So I already have a very good idea of what everybody else around me is doing because we're all working off the same spreadsheet.
I also just like watching everybody. Like you spot the couples that have been doing this for years and they know what they're doing, and it's just
Yes.
a joy to watch them.
Same with like square dancing. I can square dance still.
I don't think I've ever done square dancing.
Mm. My mom and dad did it a lot when we were little. That's where my big poofy circle skirt pattern comes from.
Yes.
The vintage one that fits your waistline. It comes from my mom. It's her circle skirt pattern for her square dancing costumes.
Yeah, I'm not especially interested in square dancing.
Super fair. Oh my god, we could do sewing lessons while you're here. You should bring your fabric. You don't have space for it. You have so much
I
yarn going
really
on.
don't have space for fabric, no. If I didn't have to bring all your yarn, I might, but
That's
there's
fair.
not space for yarn and fabric.
We could do some practice stuff so you're more comfortable on the machine.
Yeah,
There's lots of things we can do.
I'm sure we will fill our time effectively.
Sure, I will have a laundry list of items you can pick from by Monday.
I'll
This is
also
a
have a
giant.
Cobra sweater that I'm frantically trying to finish.
You're not getting it done.
No, I know, but I can dream.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
those
there's no
supplies
way
all packed and
that's.
ready to go.
Yeah. You'll be getting the sweater. I don't. What are you bringing to work on other than the
Stego
Cobra
sweater,
sweater? The Stego sweater.
a sock probably. I still have that second scrappy, stripy striping sock that I need to do.
It's true, you do. Yeah.
I feel like a basic thing and a slightly less basic thing.
That should do you for a week, yeah.
It's usually what I aim for. The small, simple thing that you can bring to social gatherings, and then the thing for when you're taking time out to be alone and recover from the social gatherings. And a book. Maybe. Depends how my digital library renewals go.
Um, I had a book show up to borrow at the Winnipeg Library. Let me out yesterday. I need to open up and start listening to. But right now, I've almost finished reading through a very weird series that starts with Nightwalker. Not sure about it, but I'm gonna finish it because I started it. by L.E. Wilson. Listen, anything to keep me from just re-listening to and re-listening to the Side Changeling series by Nalini Singh, I'm going to take at this point.
It was an alright series.
Oh,
Well,
I just love listening to it.
I think I only got like 3 or 4 books in, but it was enjoyable.
Read all 18 of them? 20 of them? I've even read the novellas.
I don't think I've ever been into a book universe enough to read like 20 books. Certainly
I
not all in
have.
one go.
I have.
Like I'll be super into it for a week or two, and then it's like, no, time to do something else. Go live in a different
Oh,
world.
I love that world so much. I have no problems living in it. And I'm excited for the next one and also dreading which character she chooses. That makes sense.
I guess the pool of available single characters is getting a little low after 20 books.
No, well, it's worldwide. Hey, so she jumps from different changeling packs to Psychon organizations. Can't spit out the other word. Into humans, and you got Changeling, Human, Changeling. So there's multiple connection points. Some of the stories don't like some of the characters don't need a full story. Some of them do. Just depends on the character.
Hmm.
And you have the world changing around them as things advance and progress. So like in book one, the Psy Council is the Psy Council, like they're the big bad. By book 17, silence has fallen, and we were well into dealing with the repercussions of making a massive social change very quickly for a giant percentage of the population.
Hmm. Okay.
So I get into the world building and the structures and set up really freaking well. That's why I'm still listening to it. It just also happens to be a very good romance series, which helps. So
I could maybe get back into that series.
yeah, because there's the first few books stick to Snow Dancer, Black Leopard territory till you sort of run through the Sentinels, like or sorry, the lieutenants and the alphas in there mostly. Then you start to spread out as silence falls, and you start to get other stories. I'm not entirely sure. I like Blaze of Memory. Like I've never reread it from the first time I read it. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite. You know.
Yeah.
And you've got some characters that need to grow up, so it needs to happen years later. So you get introduced to them, but they're not ready. They're
Mm-hmm.
not ready. So you need to have some aging occur. So you get to see their interactions grow and develop in the background in little snippets till it's time, which that's a heck of a good deal of foreshadowing. And a lot of the complications that they deal with are like real life concerns and real life couples problems.
I
It's
do like the cozy feeling of a long running series where it's like, oh, do you remember back when such a character was like this, or they did this thing, or they didn't know?
yeah, yeah.
And
Like
there's like some warm fuzzies about it.
Hawk teases Lucas the whole time about finding Sasha, their book one, the whole way through. And you better believe when it's Hawk's turn, Lucas lets it rip. Just right back at him. And just, you're like, yep, you had that coming. You had that coming. He's been waiting, and it's his time to shine. And you get to watch them develop bonds of friendship and chosen family and coming to rescue and aid and learning to appreciate people for who they are without requiring them to come be what you think they should be. which
All
is
right,
it's
let's get some
I
cooking in
like the complexity of the world a lot, so I tend to re-listen to it a lot. I also really thoroughly enjoy strong-willed characters meeting strong-willed characters and both of them bashing their heads together until they figure it out. Silver Merchant is the right-hand man, even though she's a girl, uh, of Caleb Krychek, who's like the scariest guy on the planet. Uh, and her romance story involves a bear from Russia, a werewolf bear, an alpha. So this super serious, super clean line, super logical Psy who believes in silence and logic and disavows emotion, like eats nutrient bars with no flavoring,
come
literally
on
has
in.
to deal
I found
with
you.
the intensity and chaos of a changeling alpha bear. It's not in her
That's got to be a
repertoire
learning curve.
for both of them. But I like it just how do you not like them? And then you get the one where it's the super cheesy meet and greet and it's the Instabond. And like you have both of them going, what? No, just this is not this is you're just stand there. I don't know what this is and I don't like this. This is not okay. Yes, I understand on a base level. My wolf just looked at you and said, mate, you stay put because I don't know what to do with you right now. This is not a thing I am dealing with right now. And that was the female character. And she was like, stationary. And he just stood there and waited. It's just, I'm not dealing with you right now. Go over to the corner. I'm busy. It'll do with you and this mate thing later. uh, just yeah, I liked it. I like it. And yeah, there's tragedy built in, and that's how you build bonds. It's super cute. It's a really lovely world. And now I'm invested. There's like children have been born and little ones are growing up. So like now we're at the point where
That's like
the
generational.
original we could have a generational series on our hands. Like if she keeps expanding out till we get the world sort of worldwide group of humanity going on. By the time we've sort of done that, some of the younger characters will have aged up into adulthood, and then it'll be time for their stories. And then you'll have reoccurring previous characters coming back in to be the advisors. So, like, there's great potential for it to be a very long running series and still be interesting because they'll be dealing with different problems.
That's
So it won't be the same problems.
that's really impressive from a world building perspective.
If it's something she can pull off, it'll be huge. Even if she only gets so far as getting them to the point where in the background you know the kids are old enough, but she never does anything with it. Like that's still, she's done really well as it is to span it across the years she has, because she's got a 16-year-old in book one that's 20, I think, by book nine, and who then has her story told. And I mean, it's not all pretty and fluffy and light because the Psy people have got, they did not damaged themselves, is what they did, but they haven't currently dealt with the lasting repercussions of silence. So there's still a lot of story to tell, and she's been foreshadowing a character who is very sick. Like he's infected with the current problem. So I don't know. Is he there as a time pacer for everybody, or is he there because like his love story is how we get the resolution of that infection that's currently ripping through the side people?
Hmm. Oh, Susanna's heading out.
Bye.
Have a good time at Costco. I don't know if I ever know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you really have a good time at Costco, but
I have a delightful time at Costco. Everything is massive, and my brother-in-law keeps trying to talk me into more stuff that I need.
I don't like it
Why
because
buy
it's massive
one
and
loaf?
it's just nothing that I need.
One loaf of rye when you can have three. I agree with him. Like a lot of the stuff makes a great deal of sense if you're a family, and it is an amazing price point. if you've got space to store stuff. And I absolutely buy the Costco rye bread for 3 loaves because it's $2 more than one loaf at the regular store. And I get three of them. I would be daft not to. Things like flour, sugar, like basics that my sister bakes. Would it make sense for her as like essentially a family of four with two teenagers to be buying anything less than a flat of Costco eggs? No,
No.
no,
No, not with two teenagers.
not with two teenagers. Absolutely not. They go through so much milk, so much margarine, so many eggs, so much basic stuff because it's all four of them. They
Yeah.
eat a lot, and the teenagers eat even more.
Yeah.
And
For us,
pizzas
there's
and
there's two of
cheese.
us. Like, there's
Yeah,
a limit to
and
how much food we actually need.
yeah. Whereas I like doing some like I like going and buying the frozen veggies and fruits and stuff. Or when the fruits come in season, I like buying the Costco size container of fruit because I freeze most of it,
Yeah, makes
and
sense
that
if you got
works
the
out
freezer space. But
nice for it. Yeah,
we don't
we
even
do.
really have
Oh,
that, so.
I do because I have a freezer. So there's that. And it makes other things easier and cheaper to afford. Like
Also sharing
it's just
pattern
so
links.
absolutely. Is that what's beeping in my ear?
It's in the YouTube chat. What's the thing? I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
Oh, that is cute. It's a crochet cozy granny square cardigan. Like, make granny squares and stitch them together. And this one is cropped, but I
Oh,
imagine you can make it longer. That is really cute.
absolutely. You have to save that link. You might end up making one.
Uh, yes, in fact,
Share the pattern links so I can find it later.
I have favorited. It's a free pattern.
I love a free pattern.
Oh dear, oh dear. There's too much yarn going on here. Oh dear. This is two at a time socks with stripes is getting to be a little bit much.
Well, you're just doing the one stripe, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's still two ends on two balls of yarn. There's four ends coming off this thing.
Yep.
Makes for a little bit of interesting yarn management.
It surely would. Ooh, I'll have to show you the colorwork charts when you're in town and get your opinions. Oh, and we need to.
Oh, Asa says, I'm working on ideas for the blanket Jocelyn is making me.
Good idea. We need to work on the MCAL.
Very secret.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Nobody knows.
Absolutely not, now that we've said it on the internet.
It's fine. It's happening far enough away. Guys, Diana's testing it. It's happening far enough away, you're good. We could spend one of the days doing that, doing swatches and looking at patterns. That would be a good use and get that done. Then we can get you working on it and get me working, I can get it written up and you can start working on it.
These birds are starting to bother me.
Are they being aggressively bird-like?
They really are. They don't even sound pretty. They're not like chirping. They're like the rah kind.
I am so having Five Guys for dinner tonight, you guys. Word of a lie. No word of a lie.
Over my ball of yarn with the chair. Don't do that.
Ooh, what's? Where is our fashion show of sweaters? I even gave you a good idea.
Asa says, it seems like the MCAL mail got lost on its way to me. It hasn't happened yet. It's still in discussion stages.
It's at the point where I know what it is that I want to do, and I need to utilize the amazing talents of sharing and Asa momentarily, and I need to nail Diana to a wall and get her to do some work and make some decisions. I couldn't tell you what's going to be harder. Getting me to get the work done, getting the work help corralled, or getting Diana to make decisions. It's dealer's choice. Each one presents
Well,
their own unique problem.
I have time now, so I probably
Now
don't
is the
need too
time.
many nails to attach me to the wall.
I hope not, because also that's a lot of work. Uh, because I'd like to get that out so we can get it test knitted before the end of summer, which for me is September, people.
And he
How
says,
much
supper
time is
time,
there
7 layer
left?
dinner. That sounds.
What's
I
a
want
seven
seven
layer
layer.
dinner?
I don't know, but I want 7 layer dip for nachos now.
What's seven layer dip?
It's like salsa and sour cream and guacamole and some other stuff, and you just like layer it in a dish, and then you dip your chips into it. It's
That sounds
really good.
aggressively unnecessary.
Oh, it is. It is incredibly decadent and highly unnecessary and very unhealthy, but it's so delicious.
It's like that Instagram reel. Just pile a bunch of random stuff on a plate for lunch and it's leftovers. Put it on a wooden board. It's charcuterie.
I
I'm
mean,
not wrong.
true.
Not wrong. That is accurate as to how that works. I'm having 5 days for dinner. I need to Google whether or not you can take a can of coconut milk and turn it into. You know what? I'm just gonna make some almond milk. I have almonds in the cupboard. I got cheesecloth. I think. If not, I got a clean kitchen towel. I'm just gonna make some almond milk because I know I can make that into butter.
Also thinks our problems are approximately equal, getting decisions and
Probably,
stuff.
probably, yeah.
Well, we'll see
Well,
how we do next week.
if I'm typing while you're looking and we're picking, I can do a lot of the stuff that I don't enjoy while I've got somebody babysitting me to make sure I get it done.
Hmm. 30 seconds left in the sprint.
I'm gonna finish the end of this row whether or not the digging goes off. It's hard to resist yawning when you yawn.
I'm sorry. I don't know what is wrong with me. I had so much sleep and so much coffee, and I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's intense to sit down for 4 hours and craft. I don't think you normally sit
Ding.
down for 4 hours in a stretch and craft.
No, I normally stand up and move around more than I have been, which is probably why I'm getting really stiff. Oh, Nikki says it's like a casserole thing. You put rice, carrots, turnip, potato, parsnip, peas, and sausage, and pour tomato soup over it and bake it. I also put salt and pepper and onion in mine. That sounds
Okay.
good. All right, short break timer, and
Okay.
then one more sprint, and then we'll be done.
Absolutely, I think. I'm gonna go refill my water once I'm done this row here.
Stretch. Okay, no, I need to stand up.
You need
Oh,
to stand up?
standing. Oh, standing. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just walking in little circles.
Comes with great dramatics.
I'm really stiff. Oh. I even got my fun chair and I'm just I don't know if this chair is like the most ergonomic chair, but I really enjoy it.
It's fine. It's that you enjoy it that's important.
It just looks like a little stool. There's like a footstool bit to it as well. It's fun. It's a fun chair. I enjoy it. Oh, stretch. But I don't know if it's the best chair for like long-term sitting for hips. But I can sit cross-legged in it, and that makes me so happy.
I don't think any chair is excellent for a long-term sitting for hips. I feel like as we were designed as creatures of movement, the stationary part is what's giving us trouble.
I would have to agree. Right.
Do I have enough time to go get water?
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to abandon you
3.5 minutes.
Anyway. Excellent. I require aqua. Shall return.
Oh, stretch. Feels so good. How's everybody else doing? How are the WIP sprints going? I guess I'm probably really quiet. How are WIP sprints going? How? Ugh. It doesn't help. I think I slept with my neck in a weird position, so like my neck's really sore. Oh, and that's not helping anything. Getting old sucks. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10. I still have to go out and do errands after. Blech. I have to go pick up my cup because I did some ceramics. Oh, and that closes at 6. I gotta go right after this. Okay. It's very important. So I painted this ceramic cup I started in December and then I finished it like the other week and I finally dropped it off this week. But I can go pick it up now. So I have to go pick up my cup before I'm away. Finished 1.5 repeats of 8 rows. That's not bad. What am I going to work on for my last sprint? More socks? Or do I do spots on eggs? Well, 1 egg. Because I'm about halfway down the cuff on the socks. Or I can do the green spots for the Pokemon egg. And I feel like both of those would be a good use of a sprint. Stretch. This lack of movement is not helping with staying awake. How many eggs do you need? At least 1. But I feel like there should be 2 because there's 2 children and I know they will both want an egg. Because Pokemon. So at least 1, but ideally 2 or 3, I think. And I imagine crocheting an egg will go faster when I can count my stitches and not try to carry on a conversation at the same time. Ding. I guess we'll wait for Jocelyn to get back before we start our last WIP sprint. I'm hungry. I wonder what we're having for dinner. Hopefully Mr. Diana thought about that. Actually, we'll probably just have leftover pulled pork that he made last night. So we've got lots of that left, and I made biscuits. Socks now, eggs later. Sounds good. Stretch. Oh, God. I'm awake. Totally, completely, 100% awake. If I say it enough times, it becomes true, right?
Ah.
Naha?
Ah.
Naha.
Yeah, the laundry list of things that are potential possibilities is just growing and growing. Growing. Pickled beets and then lemonade is an odd flavor combo. I'm not sure I like it. Because weird. Granny square cardigans. Never sure about those. It's not a bad idea though. First, I want to finish one of those freaking blankets. Do that first. Do that first. All
So the
right.
vote is
Decision.
that I work on my socks for this last sprint. Well, my dad's socks. They're not my socks.
Who voted? What's voting?
Well, Asa voted
Ah,
that I do socks now and eggs later.
who voted for this? I'm so confused. I'm not against the vote. Just inquiring as to how we got here. I want to
Asa, I'm so
crochet,
awake and will soon be sleeping.
and soon we'll be sleeping.
I don't know, dancing later.
You
Maybe.
do
I don't
have
know.
dancing later.
We'll see
If
how
you
I feel about it.
go, if you go, if you don't go, obviously you don't have dancing later.
Well, I may just decide that crocheting eggs and watching Candela Obscura also sounds like a good time.
It is. So, hello. There's that. Okay.
Nikki also
Must.
votes socks. Okay, socks are what's happening then.
Oh, I like that. I will also work on a sock. I'll work on my sweet romance.
What is this speck? Get out of here.
Because
Wrong
I don't
color,
think
speck.
I'm at I'm not yet. I think so.
Almost
I can't put
10:30
this.
where Asa is? That's late.
Put it on this foot if I'm very careful about how I distribute my weight.
Shall I begin the last sprint?
Begin the last sprint.
3, 2, 1, sprint.
I'm gonna lean on my arm of my chair because I can.
This chair has no arms to lean on. Which has actually been great for my elbows. I now can't do that thing where I lean on my elbow without noticing and pinch a nerve and then make my whole arm hurt.
Good.
Nikki's eating supper and then working on my sea glass tea again.
Absolutely. Well, you may have noticed from the 3 sweater quantities worth of yarn that I got from Yarn Canada that I have some sweater plans.
Yeah, just one or two. Couple.
Just
A few.
just a tooch. Just a tooch. They're gonna be nice, dark academia vibes. And one of them definitely has to be the hot mess, I think. Or maybe
Hot
not.
dish?
Hot dish? Hot dish. Maybe I save up and buy Aran tweed in hot dish quantities.
Whatever you want.
I'd do that. I might do that. Hey, we made sure to buy enough of the DK yarn I could make a crochet sweater or a knit one. And I already know what I want to use that fingering weight yarn for, so.
Jessica says, my penguin is finally starting to take shape. Yay!
Excellent. Stop licking my foot!
I like that moment when the thing stops looking weird and starts actually looking like the thing that it's supposed to be.
Oh, it's so handy.
Because then you have this burst of confidence that, yes, I can actually make the thing look the way that I meant it to, and it's not just like a weird shaped thing. That's the hardest part about starting a project is it just looks so weird until it hits a certain point.
Yes. But once it gets to that point, you're golden.
The Lupul's kits are so cute. I mean, amigurumi in general is so cute.
I keep thinking I need to make myself a treasure chest.
I saw somebody had made a dragon out of that fuzzy blanket yarn.
Oh my god, that'd be adorable.
Right?
So petable.
So, because I keep looking at the blanket yarn and petting it and going, but I'm not gonna make like a blanket out of this. I don't know what to do with this. But amigurumi dragon, I want a fuzzy dragon now. It's my greatest desire in life. I want a fuzzy dragon.
I have that fantasy creatures crochet book. should see how much yardage they need for the dragons. Because I've got 2 balls and a bit of some lion brand yarn that goes from like really dark green to that golden tawny colorway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's worsted. So if the patterns like decay or something, fingering I can just make a large dragon one up, it's fine. But I might be able to
Jessica
make like a
says need
little.
dragon.
Yeah,
Yes,
my brain
dragon
just
must
went
happen.
need dragon.
Yeah, need dragon.
Need dragon.
Nobody
You're giving
panic?
yourself a problem?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Dropping stitches.
Don't do it. Highly do not recommend.
Oh, wait, that's wrong. Hang on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, we have the technology. We can fix this. We can fix this. Probably. Stop. Okay, no, we do it like that. Pull that tight. So that is like that. And then. Or is it not like that? No, it's not like that. I had it right the first time. I hate when I do this to myself. I just triple think myself and can't actually commit to how it's supposed to be fixed. Okay, I think that's right. It's in an edge. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, I have so many stitch markers. I could. Yeah, that's going to make the heel much easier to pick up. When I get to the heel on the sock. Because I do the mock short row, so you're binding off one stitch down. If I put a clip marker into everything I bound off on, I won't have to look for the bumps. I could just use the stitch marker to be my eyes. It'll be an obscene number of stitch markers in the heel of a sock, but
whatever works.
If it makes the second half of the heel faster, I'll take it.
Yeah. Definitely gonna go find food after this. I'm so hungry. Which makes sense. I think I ate just a scone today. I'm a responsible adult that knows how to feed myself, but today I just ate a scone and called it a day, apparently. Because I'm just responsible like that. Oops. There's a blueberry scone. There's fruit in it, at least. Yeah, I know that's pretty weak.
I had like 4 beet pickles and a couple of handfuls of chocolate chips. You're still beating me. But I've probably
Gotta
been
figure
awake
out a
for
vegetable
longer.
situation. Ooh, maybe I can roast some potatoes to go with dinner. To go with leftover pulled pork and biscuits. That could be good.
Still not a vegetable?
Well, it's more vegetable than meat and bread. I am aware that it's incredibly starchy, but it's more of a vegetable.
Alright.
You can
Because
do
I know you
carrot
guys are
sticks
getting
and
ready to
hummus.
fly.
Yeah,
That would help. Carrot sticks and hummus would help.
We're kind of in use up whatever's in the fridge mode.
Yeah. Which is where you guys should be, considering you literally fly on Mondays.
Yeah, very soon.
That is soon.
Gotta make sure we're not gonna leave gross things in the fridge.
Yeah, that would be bad. Aussie should be proud. I'm working on my sock.
You anywhere close to finishing the sock? For the sock duel?
No.
No?
No. Absolutely not. I am strongly missing my 2 at a time socks, though. So I feel like after this pair of vanilla socks, the next pair of vanilla socks need to be 2 at a time.
I am enjoying the fact that when I'm done with this project, I'm actually just done with this project. I don't have to do it
Yes.
again.
That's what I miss. Doing socks 1 at a time. I do still need to try the little small 9-inch circulars that Jen sent me. Hello? That's my phone. So I might do the second sock on that. For this sock. Like do the toe up on magic loop. And then once I get up to my number of stitches required, do it on a little 9-inch circular. And then just put half of the, like, obviously the front half of the sock stitches on hold while I do the heel.
I should have got a snack during our break. Oh well, I'll get a snack after.
You had chocolate and a scone.
I I had a single piece of chocolate.
Have more than one piece of chocolate. Why would you stop with one piece of chocolate?
Because it's the kind of chocolate where one's really enough.
I think the internet might disagree with you on that one. Did I send you the Instagram reel of the cats talking on the cat perch about how the floor is lava? No,
No,
I
I
sent
don't
it to
think so.
Sherry. I sent you a bunch, so I don't know which ones I sent you at the end. So it's 3 cats on a cat perch, and one's going, okay, so the floor is lava. So you have to you have to jump from the lamppost, the bookcase, the couch, and you hear the thwomp because the cat on the bottom perch rolled off the cat thing, which they do.
Uh
He
huh.
looks over and goes, "Oh, Damien's in the lava."
Oh dear. Oh, we have
uh,
some. Got a new person in chat.
I was up
Proverbs
late.
31 Yarn, aka Jeannie. Hi, ladies. First
Hi.
time here. What are you ladies making? I'm
I'm
working
working
on
on
socks. I guess we're both
socks.
working on socks this time.
Felt like I'd get yelled at if I didn't work on socks. I work on some
Well, you're the one that said
socks.
you wanted to work on more socks.
I did because I need shorties in my life. I got plenty. Oh my god, it's 29 degrees outside. That is
No, I'm sorry.
distressing. Ooh, Mr. B says Shuda's blood and teeth is cute. Excellent.
Jeannie says, wow, I want to make socks one day. You just make socks. Just do it.
She's so
I,
full
I'm
of
not.
calm and
I never made any in knit, only in crochet, and I'm new to knitting.
crochet socks are fun. I want Diana to try crochet socks.
I keep meaning to, and I just haven't got there. I'll get there eventually. I just really stuck on crochet sweaters right now.
Which is fair, crochet sweaters, also amazing. But welcome to
Like I
knitting.
did the
Crochet,
entire hexagon cardigan in like 2 weeks, and that was taking a break for a week, almost.
Yeah, yeah. Crochet is amazing. Knitting is also good. I think we both went from knitting to crochet, right? Yeah, yeah. We both started with
Yeah.
knitting. The
Also
charts and knitting
says,
are better. I have
yeah,
opinions
crochet
about
charts are
crochet charts.
scary.
Crochet charts are to lunch.
Some kind of
Doesn't
alien
stop me.
writing system, I don't know.
Doesn't stop me
No,
from
I
doing
can
it.
read them, but yeah, they're scarier looking than knitting charts.
Oh, I have to talk to Louise about the check-in on Friday. I may have said I was open to a race on a capelet knit off.
Oh yeah, another one, another race.
Why not? I'm already so busy. I don't know if I'm coming or going, which is really the way one should be in life. Once yet one more arbitrary crafting goal.
Also says you need to finish some socks. I guess I can make a couple pairs in July.
Yeah, I know. Finish. Listen, technically, the knitting the socks isn't a race; it's a duel, and everybody knows the monthly craft offs is just a way for everybody to vote on what it is we should be working on. From the narrowed selection of two options we give them.
Yes.
My
There we
craft
go.
check-ins is more to help Louise than me because that woman does 52 new starts in a year.
Yeah, that whole New Start Monday thing is a little terrifying.
It is intense. I love it. It's intense, but I love it. So just yeah. So I always want to encourage Louise to do that. And we have the 2 week sweater challenge in February that we do too. So I'm just like, why not? Why not? Let's add more. And June, technically, I think June for the Fiber Friends is Get Her Done month. So it's all about picking up and getting stuff finished.
Also requests if you're changing the day, could you do it at 7 p.m. your time so she can stay awake and join you?
For Friday, yeah. Well, we usually start at like 6:30 my time on Thursday, but if we do like 6:30 my time on Friday, that's even slightly better. I don't know. Louise didn't ask for a change in the time section. She has literally got stuff going on Thursday, and she's not sure she'll be done in time. And we pushed it back a day because
You know, life happens.
life happens. And if you've got stuff scheduled, you've got stuff scheduled. That's just how it works. It's fine. It also works out really well because I've got friends in town. And I might be able to go out and visit with them Thursday night. So I'm totally fine with it. But yeah, on Friday we would be starting at like 6:30 or 7, one of the two. I don't know. I will poke her on Monday and get her to decide on her New Start Monday. I'll be like, hi. So it's cool that we're starting on Friday. We're not doing it on Thursday this month. Well, when? Doing 6:30 still? I'm doing it at 7. When would you like to begin this parade of either woe or victory?
Jeannie was saying, I think I have found a good video on short sock. So I'm going to try those. I have knit
Absolutely.
a cardi and summer top in knit, so I hope I could do socks. If
Oh yeah,
you've done sweaters, you can totally do socks.
socks. Yeah.
It's a tube with a weird bendy bit, and the weird bendy bit is not hard, but is consistently magical. I still don't totally understand how it works. But I know how to do it, and it works.
Diana, the wordsmith of our podcast.
Absolutely.
It's a
It's
long
a
tube with a bendy bit.
Well, yes, it's a tube with a bendy bit. Do you have better
What?
words to describe the
Not
sock?
well, not inaccurate. I'm not sure that's the words I'd go for. The socks are no more complicated than a garment is. If you could do a garment, you could do a sock. If you could do a sock, you could do a garment. You already have all of the necessary skills. Casting on, binding off, increasing, and decreasing. That's it. That's all it is. It does not ever need to be more complicated than that. One day you might decide you want to have more complicated than that socks. Super fair. I have.
But it doesn't have to
I,
be. It's
but it
as long as
doesn't
you
have
can
to
do a tube with a bendy bit.
tube with a bendy bit.
That's what it is. It's a tube with a bendy bit. I don't know what everybody's problem is a tube with a bendy bit.
Oh, so good.
I don't see the problem here.
That stitch was tight, even for me. I like knitting Kevlar. I mean, it's confused for sock fabric. My foot is very secure. uh, it'll be interesting to discover whether or not you end up liking toe up socks or cuff down socks. And there's different types of heels that you can do, so that's always fun to play around with and sort of figure out what your preferences are for things.
Nikki says, I have a free sock pattern on Ravelry called Even Heel Socks. Dinah has knit them, as have many others, and it's a basic sock pattern, cuff down. Yes, can
It's true.
recommend.
It's true.
In fact, these ones I believe were the even heel, which are back on the modify pile because Mr. Diana would like the tops to match. Because one is solid and one is contrasty or has a little stripe, and he would like the
Could have
cuffs
told
to
you.
match. Yeah.
Could have told you that.
I know. So but that'll count as a bingo square for me. Uh, for modify finish was
Yep.
one of my squares.
Yep. It sure. Oh my god, we're gonna have a state of the WIP update soon. I need to start looking at my squares.
We did state of the whip just earlier this month, didn't we?
I know, but
Wait,
by
what
the
is
time I
time?
actually get around to doing it,
Ah, okay.
we'll be back there again. And we got the because we got the summer solstice cast on the 20th because right now you have that day off, so we can do
Yes.
that. I really freaking need to decide what it is I want to work on.
Also says, but the cuff is hidden by the legs on his pants. Why do they have to match?
You know, I'm
Um,
with you. I'm with
I
you.
don't know, but they do.
I also don't understand why they have to match.
You know what? He cares enough that he wants matching socks, and so I'm gonna make him matching socks because he's expressed an opinion. So
It's true, and that's hard to get them to do for some things. Not for other things, but for some things.
doesn't tend to express too many opinions. So when he doesn't express an opinion, you should listen to the opinion.
Yeah. They're not given willy nilly like me. It's not a constant stream.
4 minutes
I am
left.
so I am so making soda bread tomorrow. Soda bread with some smashed lentil sandwich. Yeah.
That sounds
Well,
good.
I've got lentil sandwich filling in the fridge, and I've got my version of I don't have pasta sauce, but I really want pasta in the fridge. And I am going to reheat a little bit of that so that I can make it to supper time. Uh, and then go to D&D tonight. But I think some fresh soda bread and the last of that sandwich filling will be super good tomorrow. It was what I was going to eat today, but I ate all of my loaf yesterday. All of it.
Good job.
And I made them all peanut butter and jam. I cut the whole loaf and just sat down and ate the whole thing.
Jessica says your sandwich sounds really good.
I like different types of vegan sandwich filling. They can be complicated, they can be easy. There's a tofu one I want to try. And now that I know Diana's coming to town, I feel like we could do like a vegan sandwich filling taste off.
Yes,
We could pick up some filling stuff and make a couple of sandwich fillings.
I am into
Um,
this.
and make some sort of fancy salad or fancy sandwiches and have them with like a little bit of cabbage salad for lunch one of the days, which will be experimental for me if we do different types of filling, and experimental for you as far as the cabbage salad goes. So we could do that. I don't know what to do for lunch for the other day, but I'm sure I can come up with some sort of experimental something for Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, we're actually going to do Experimental Tuesday on a Tuesday. It's
Yeah,
been years.
yeah. And if we take photos and stuff, we can do them as the blog posts for the month for the Patreons. So that's why I'm like, if we do a different filling or two that I haven't done before, and we do the cabbage salad you haven't tried before, that's two experimental Tuesday week posts in one go. It's just
Because
figuring
I
out what to do with
definitely
the other
haven't
one.
made one of those in a while.
Um, Neither have I. Need to get back in that groove. And we've reached that time of year for fun stuff, so we should do some fun stuff. Which may or may not include a trip to the grocery store. It's probably going to include a trip to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
Well, I mean, if we're having fancy sandwiches and salad, then we probably should also have like some blood orange Italian soda or something. Like we should have something fun for drinks, not just the can of pretend mojito you're bringing me.
Oh, Jeannie, to answer your question about the timer, it's because we're doing WIP sprints today, so 25 minutes of you're focused on one project, and then we take a 5 or 10 minute break, and with the goal of just working on a bunch of different stuff and actually getting things done. It's really good for the 25 minutes of I don't want to do this one thing that I really need to do to progress with this project.
It helps. It helps make those milestones. And we're doing them together, so we're not doing it alone. So
It makes it more fun.
it does.
Also was saying I would not have been that nice wife. If he wanted matching socks, he needs to learn how to knit. Nah, I'm that nice. He
So
makes
you're
me
the
really good food, so I can make him
strict
matching socks.
dominatrix kind of way. He does. I mean, the man's got unparalleled fresh pasta making skills, and that he likes and prefers fresh pasta and makes it himself. To the point where these guys own a pasta maker, peeps. This is the thing that they
It's
do.
a serious thing. And
It's
the
a serious.
ramen
He makes a good
makes a good
pasta
ramen.
ramen. He makes good ramen.
The beef noodle soup, like,
Yeah.
is probably the ding. WIP sprint done. I'm gonna finish this round. But
Okay.
the beef noodle soup is probably the best thing that we make. Or I guess that's really his thing, and I assist.
I need to make my French onion soup for you one day.
Ooh, yes. I haven't had French onion soup in ages.
I love a good French onion soup, and I make it with tarragon in it.
I don't know what that tastes like.
So good. I don't know how to describe it because I only know tarragon tastes like tarragon. Like I don't know how to compare it to anything else. It's like people are like, oh, what does a bay leaf taste like? It tastes like a bay leaf.
Yeah. Like vaguely
It's one of
peppery,
those.
but not.
Like
Yeah.
it's one of those ones that I can't really describe very well. But it's I use a mix of white onions, red onions, beef broth. I obviously don't put wine in it because
Alcohol.
alcohol. And then I jack up the flavor profile with a really good cheese. And it is one of the few times I will put cheese on things because it needs a good white stringy cheese.
Yes.
Uh, Thick pieces of baguette toasted with butter, sometimes garlic butter if I'm feeling super fancy. Usually feeling
Mm-hmm.
super fancy
Mm-hmm.
at this point. And you have tarragon in the soup, and I don't know why, but it's just so good. Like I never have to freeze the leftovers from a pot of it. I will eat it for 4 or 5 days straight, 2 meals a day, happily.
Right. That's
It
3
is my
rows.
best soup. It is the best soup. It's in the family
Still have
cookbook we're
more.
making. It's like the first soup recipe in there is just Jocelyn's French onion soup. And it's not even my French onion soup. It's a French onion soup recipe from the international cookbook that I have. Ooh, I'm super close.
Oh, how are we doing
Oh,
on? These cuffs might
oh,
end up being longer than I anticipated.
I'm at my heel.
Jessica's saying I've enjoyed ground lentils as a ground beef replacement.
Yes, they're an excellent beef replacement.
Never thought about that. And also says I had a pasta maker but never used it. I preferred to use the roller and roll really thin. Mm.
We're at a heel, folks. Made it
Woohoo!
to a heel. I was
You've got like
watching
the
a
pasta maker
recipe.
attachment for the KitchenAid thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was watching a new to me vegan cook, and he was doing um, tofu Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, and I love me a good Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Now I'm not vegan because I'm anti animal product. I'm vegan because I do better on a mostly plant based diet. So I still have meats. I'm not a massive fan of cheese. Just I never have been. I can't really do dairy, so vegan's a good place for me to sort of sit 90% of the time,
Mm-hmm.
just for my own gastronomical concerns. But I like the idea of trying to make the tofu beef part and then just because he topped his with sauteed onions, mushrooms, and green pepper, and then just having real cheese on top and toasting that on a hoagie bun. Feel like that would also make an amazing experimental Tuesday, but there's a lot of steps for the tofu, so like that I have to do on my own
Yeah.
because that's a whole process. And it doesn't come together quite as quickly as some other experimental Tuesdays because like it's a process to get the tofu to that part. So that'll be one of those ones where like that's what I'm doing and that's my big thing. I like have my mother near me. She makes faces every time I feed her tofu. I'll be like, this is heavily modified tofu. I need to know if you notice it because I sure as won't because I eat tofu all the time. I eat tempeh, which not even everybody who's vegan likes tempeh. Tempeh is one of
It's
those things that causes arguments.
it's all right.
Or natto, which is still soybeans, but they're like fermented sticky soybeans.
I've never tried that, but I'm not sure if I'm into it.
Apparently, me and really old Japanese people. It's not. It's like sauerkraut. Either you like it or you don't, and it's fine either way. It's fine anyway. Just not giving a minute. You eat kimchi, and I can't get into kimchi or
Oh, I love
kombucha.
kimchi.
I haven't been able to get into either of those, but I love miso, and that's
I love
fermented.
most fermented things, but less on the fermented soy stuff.
I like the fermented soy stuff, less fermented cabbage. Less on the fermented cabbage front.
It's all right. Sauerkraut's it's okay.
It's but then again, it only pierogies, so can't take me
I do
seriously.
like pierogies.
She just Santa
Polish
Lucia
heritage.
makes $120 pizza that's too wide to get through a door.
Sorry, who does what now?
Santa Lucia apparently makes like a 17-pound pizza.
Why?
I don't know,
Who
just to
needs
have
that?
a massive pizza. I
Why?
mean, a group of gamer boys, obviously, but
Uh,
they have to open. I was watching because, of course, I was watching Instagram reels. I like watching Instagram reels. I will lose 27 degrees at 11 o'clock at night. I wasn't sleeping last night. So I was watching and they had one of those, hey, it was the biggest place in Winnipeg to go, what's the largest pizza you can get in Winnipeg? And it was Santa Lucia. They had to open both of the doors for the guy to get the pizza box out of the. Like, is that
amazing.
real? Is that a thing? Because if that's a thing, that's amazing. Also, why? Also,
Yeah,
why?
I don't know. Oh, Nikki says, I just realized anyone new here may not know I'm the designer on Ravelry known as Nikki Knits. Also, Jocelyn is a designer, and you
It's
should
true.
mention where
Also true.
everyone can find your patterns.
Oh, I should thank you for that short kick off a swift drop. I am. They can find my patterns at Amber Dragon Designs, which is on Ravelry, and Etsy. Though Etsy is interesting to locate. Though I have officially hired an intern for the summer. The niece did good. The niece
Excellent.
did good. Yeah, she did her ad spec work and wrote down what she didn't know and what she did know and where what gaps she saw, and she was pretty much on the money. So my reply to her was yes, but the things that you have gaps in, this is your first job. Like that's my job to teach you. It's my job to teach you theme, coloring, lighting. Like your job is to come in and want to learn. And that's what the ad spec work showed me, that you wanted to do this stuff, that you found it interesting. She's like, yeah. She likes the TikTok. I literally let her loose and she created a TikTok account for the design work because I can't do TikTok. It's not
Oh,
accessible
that's
to
gonna
me.
be fun.
But that's her generational,
Yeah.
that's where they are. And crochet is huge, so she's happy to watch and look and do those things because it gives her ideas of things to request of me, which is fine. Also part of my aunt job, but it gives her an idea of the theme or like the vibe that you're going for. So I'm going to do some training with her and hire her as my intern so that I can offload some of my social media work for the summer. I added too much lemon. Ooh, tart.
Also doing moderator awesomeness, linking your patterns, and everybody click on the like and subscribe.
I have a marvelous. Oh wait, I have a marvelous moderator, a Google Fu Master, and the. I need a good nickname for the niece intern. The interning niece. I don't know. We gotta think of something.
Hmm. We need some
Uh,
alliteration.
some alliteration. There is Diana, who doesn't need alliteration. She's, Jesus. At this point, you're probably my best friend. Uh, because you were always inspiring me to try new crafts, which could go horribly wrong. The mysterious Mr. B keeps all of my gaming knowledge in his head, so I remember rules. Because I don't do that on my own. Too many systems. We keep jumping systems. Like I know Space Orcs. I know 40k Space Orcs. I know those rules. We never play 40k Space Orcs. We play Kill Team. We play Lord of the Rings. We play Fantasy. I don't know any of the rules for any of that. So, and of course, I'm gaming with guys who've played that for years. So, are
Mm-hmm.
we stopping to look at the rule book? No, no. They're just verbally spitting out the rules at me. So, I have to memorize off tweet based snippets while gaming.
Good luck.
And what do? I read. I read. I transcribe and I knit. That's my life. With the tiny dictator. So like even my cat has a good nickname.
It's not that tiny.
She's a 20-pound heifer is what she is. She's my tiny dictator because orders of magnitude I am larger than she is. And she looks adorable when she's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute
Yeah.
when she's not being a terror.
Some days I will go cat shape, come here, and she comes over and I'll be like, be less cat. Just your mother needs a break. Stop that. Uh, but that's
Alright,
it.
I need to go pick up a dragon cup before they close in an hour.
Oh my gosh, I need to clean up and get ready for D&D. But WIP sprints are done.
Good job, everybody. We did like 6 sprints today.
We
I
did. We did
have
really good.
most of an egg. It just needs spots. My,
Excellent.
not eggs, socks. That's the word. My socks are so close it hurts. And I even got to work on the Stegosaurus sweater a little bit.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we'll see. Well, you guys will see us all Wednesday. Diana, I will see you tomorrow.
Yes. Yes. Tomorrow is not the live. It's next week is the live.
And next Sunday is live. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 5th of June? 5th of June, because the 4th is
That
Saturday.
sounds right. No, third. Wait, huh?
The 1st
Let's
is
get our
Thursday.
dates right. Hang on.
The
Fourth.
1st is Thursday.
It's the fourth.
4th. That's close. That's not my day. That's fine.
Sunday
Yes,
the
first
4th is our live episode.
2nd is Friday. I don't need to remember the day of the month. I just need to remember what month I'm in and the day of the week I'm on.
Yep.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. All right. I gotta go get ready to get in trouble in the Feywild.
Sounds great.
Bye, guys.
Ugh, I have fluff in me. Okay. Okay,
What
bye.
are you doing? You're in charge of this stuff.
I know.